Hello and welcome to It's Just Another Review Cast.
I'm Anne.
I'm Robert.
And today we will be talking about the TV series Hannibal. Just some of the first few episodes, I think.
And we'll see how many we can get in an hour.
Yeah.
So Anne's really excited for this one because she wants to see my expression, especially when it comes to Season 3 stuff.
Season 2, but yeah.
Okay. The end of Season 2?
What? Yeah, kind of near the end of Season 2.
Okay. So, the first episode of Hannibal is called...
Aperitif.
So, an aperitif is translated to basically it's a drink that's typically alcoholic and served before or after a meal.
Okay.
I think I can help. See his face.
So a lot of these episode titles in the first 1-2 seasons, or all of them?
First 2.5 seasons will all be food based.
Okay, food based.
And then we'll go into William Blake paintings.
Oh, who's William Blake?
He created a painting called "The Great Red Dragon and the Woman Clothed in Sun."
Oh, that one. Okay. I thought they were a fictional picture.
No. Next time we go to New York, by the way, we're going to the Brooklyn Museum where that painting is.
Or so you say.
No, I looked it up. It is there, and I want to go see it.
I believe it might be there, but I don't know if we'll get there.
We'll fight my way there.
Okay. So, beginning of episode 1, they start off as a murder scene. Graham is there.
Boom, 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 the pendulum is back.
It's back. This is the first time I've really seen it.
I know, but it was in the book.
Okay. I guess it does. The pendulum is part of his way of getting into the mind of the murder, basically.
Yeah. Reminds me of Poe, which is why I love it so much.
So, they do a quick time rewind to the beginning of the murder, and he goes through the murder as the killer, basically. Then it flashes to he's now a lecturer at the FBI talking about the murder.
Yeah. The Marlowe case that he is talking about is supposed to be the first killing of Francis Dollarhide, actually.
Okay.
So, and if you watch, notice how he used the security system, exactly like BTK, Dennis Rader did, because this is the first thing that has come out that is Thomas Harris based after BTK was caught.
Okay.
So, they did that interesting little nod.
Okay. So, after he's done with the lecture, basically, we see Graham and Jack.
Jack Crawford, played by wonderful Lawrence Fishburne.
Yep, very good actor. Okay, so, Jack is trying to bring Graham in on a case about 8 missing girls, and that's happening in Minnesota. Graham's kind of wishy-washy about it, doesn't really want to get back into the whole getting into the mind of killers because he's afraid of where it takes him. Mm-hmm. And during this part also, we find out that Graham does not like to interact with the public at all.
Not at all.
Very antisocial, very leave me alone.
Yeah.
Okay. So, of course, Jack succeeds in bringing in Graham, and so Graham goes to interview one of the victims' families. The last one, I think. The last victim that disappeared.
Yes, Elise Nichols' family.
So during the course of the interview, he comes to the he goes upstairs to look at the missing person's room.
You can hold the cat.
And that's what he says to the father because father's being, well, father.
Yeah, he's being a dad, and Will is being Will.
Yeah. So he goes in, he finds the victim in her bed.
Mm-hmm.
The killer snuck back in and put her back to bed.
Yep.
As more of a way of an apology.
Yeah.
So at this point, then flashes to him going home to Virginia, where we find out that he is a dog collector.
Yep. Winston! We meet Winston!
That's a golden lab he picked up. Not lab, but, yeah,
Retriever?
Lab. Retriever that he picked up off the street, basically.
Yep.
So, after the dog scene, we see Graham and Jack having an argument in the restroom about sensitive sociopaths.
Yeah. And urinal cakes.
Yes, yummy. So after the argument...
That's from Red Dragon, actually. That's why I love that line.
So after the argument, we go to the autopsy, and we're finding out that the killer is eating his kills.
Yep.
His victims. And the reason why they put he put that one girl back in the bed as in a way of an apology is because the killer found out that this lady had liver cancer and tainted meats, so he couldn't eat it.
Yep.
And so he's apologizing that way.
We also have met Beverly Katz, another original character from the book, who's played by Hetien Park, one of the characters I come to adore. So,
okay.
And Price and Zeller are also in there as well, the two guys.
Yeah, they're not very prominent right now.
Not right now, but yeah.
Okay, so now we see Lecter for the first time.
Maz Mikkelsen.
At this point in the show, no one knows what he is, basically.
I think we know, but...
As an audience, yes.
As an audience, okay, yeah, as an audience, okay.
No one in the show.
In the show, yeah.
Okay, so Jack comes to him to get help with the psych profile of the serial killer.
Yep.
Then we see Jack, Graham, and Lecter in the office arguing because Graham does not need another psychologist on the payroll.
And Lecter basically, he got his profile almost immediately, which annoyed Graham.
Of course.
I do have to mention it's nice to have a Hannibal Lecter that has an accent, a European accent.
Okay.
So, and fangs.
Of course.
I'm obsessed with Maz Mikkelsen's teeth, okay?
Okay. Okay, then we come to a copycat, another killing that's been left outside, mounted on a deer head. Which is basically a copycat killer. And we see Graham really upset over this.
Yeah, because this killer is trying to basically show him...
He's mocking him.
A negative,
Yeah.
so he can see the positive in the other cases, is how it was put.
Yeah. And during this, we see Lecter eating a set of lungs.
Yep.
So, after all that, we now know that Lecter is a cannibal. And then he goes to see Graham at at Graham's hotel room.
He takes him breakfast.
Yes.
And this is what shocked me. He went from from Baltimore, Maryland to Duluth, Minnesota, which is 1,168.2 miles, 17 hours and 55 minutes, to feed Will breakfast.
Yep. I'm just wondering, is he really giving him sausage and eggs, or is it lung and eggs?
You can see where people's priorities are. I just wish someone would drive across the country to give me breakfast.
But they talk about the copycat murder and about the leads that they have for the actual serial killer that they do have. So, following up on one of those leads, Graham and Lecter go to a construction site and start looking for possible suspects. There we go. Through the file records and whatnot.
Unsub is another term used for when you don't know who the killer is, so unknown subject, so...
Okay. So, they do find a lead. A person called Garrett Jacob Hobbs. As Graham left the construction office, Lecter picks up the phone and contacts Hobb to warn him that they know.
Yep.
Which basically sets off Hobb. So when everybody gets to Hobbs' house, Hobb forces his wife outside the door, slashes her throat, and basically she's dead. When they get inside, he's holding his daughter, his golden ticket.
Yep.
As she's referred to. He ends up slashing the side of her throat also, wounding her and severing the artery there. And Graham unloads 10 shots into Hobbs.
Yep.
Tries to save the daughter, not having much luck until Lecter steps in and saves her.
Yep.
So, Graham goes to the hospital to see how Abigail Hobbs is doing, the daughter, and he also finds Lecter there because Lecter knew that he would be there. Because now Graham feels responsible for this young lady.
Yep. Okay.
And that was the end of episode 1, basically.
Yep. And I'm going to have issues trying to keep my mouth shut when it comes to things, because I've seen all this before, but he has not.
Yep. So, when we get to the end of episode 3, I'm going to put out my supposed stuff, because that's all we've seen so far. So we're going to, if we can have more room to get in a couple more episodes, we'll stick them in at the end.
Now, in the books, Garrett Jacob Hobbs was not a cannibal. They decided to have that in there just to kind of mess with people, because we all know about Hannibal. So basically,
why not another cannibal in the mix?
Yeah, right. So.
Okay, so episode 2 is called Amuse-Bouche. Amuse-Bouche basically is a small complimentary appetizer. Can range for any bite-sized piece of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not one that is going to be a person to ask about food and cooking related stuff. So
it's basically kind of like a taste test of different styles and stuff.
Oh, amuse-bouche, amuse-mouth. Ah, hey. French.
Yeah. So,
I cannot believe I'm just getting that.
Beginning of episode 2, we see Graham at a firing range. And I still haven't figured out if this is just a dream or something else.
This is amusing. If you guys were seeing us, as he said firing range, he accidentally threw his pen across the floor, and so the timing was just amusing. Okay.
Yeah. Also, we're in a different room doing this, so the traffic noise might be a little bit louder.
Yeah, and you may hear a cat yowling once in a while.
Okay, so firing range. Like I said, she's seen this series multiple times. This is my first time going through it, so I haven't figured out if this is just a dream that he's having about ends up shooting targets, and then Hobbs shows up and he ends up shooting him in place of those targets.
Yeah, it's a dream.
Okay.
Right there, yeah.
Okay, after that, we go to Hobbs' cabin, and they start going through that, and they get upstairs to the antler room. It's pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, no.
I'm good without an antler room.
Okay. At this point, Jack thinks that it's a Garrett and Abigail Hobbs joint effort in killing these girls.
Yeah, and Will is not on board with that theory.
No, he's not. So I can see where Jacob is coming from, but at the same point...
Jacob Hobbs or
Jack.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not Jacob. Jack. I can see where Jack's thinking this, because it's just too much for one man to get rid of every single bit of body. But at the same point, why would he try to kill his daughter in episode 1 if they were working together?
I'm giving him an attempted blank look.
Yeah. Okay, so we see Graham after they investigate the hunting lodge. We go back to the FBI Academy.
Isn't this when they find that hair there as well?
Well, yeah, but we're just doing broad strokes. We're not going into detail.
Okay.
That's what you told me that we're doing.
I know, but it's a pretty major character.
They find a piece of hair behind an antler.
It's Freddie Lowndes' hair.
We don't know this now. At this time.
Okay.
So, we go back to the FBI Academy, and we see Graham lecturing about the Hobbs case. after that, they're trying to talk Graham into going to Lecter for a psyche valve.
Jack and Alana Bloom, who was Alan Bloom in Red Dragon, is now Alana Bloom. So, played by Carolina DeVarnes.
Okay. But Bloom really won't stay in the same room as Jack Graham, because she doesn't want to psychoanalyze him.
Yep.
So, they're trying to get Graham to go to Lecter for a psyche valve.
Yep.
Graham goes, Lecter rubber stamps him, and they talk about the case.
Yep. One of the things that I'm liking watching this time, I'm noticing a lot more of his interesting artwork he has around the office. Like, upstairs, in the upstairs area, there's this, poster of ears he has. In the late 19th century, early 20th century, ears were what was used to recognize various people, criminals and whatnot, instead of fingerprints. Because people would have unique ear features. And he also has like a poster of old-fashioned medical equipment. Okay. Which I would totally love to buy that poster. So...
Yeah. So... Then we go to the forest, and we see a group of kids.
Yeah.
Now, this is where I got confused during the show. I thought they found the missing girls.
Oh, no.
They find a bunch of people kind of buried and surrounded and mushrooms growing from them.
Yep.
Like I said, I thought these were the missing girls.
Yeah.
Because the show never made it clear that these were the
Yeah,
people
you're going to have to get used to stuff like that with this show.
Yeah.
It'll make you think.
Yeah. But during this, a redhead chick shows up.
Yeah, Freddie Lowndes.
We don't know this still. But yes, it is Freddie Lowndes, even though it hasn't been made known to the characters that this is Freddie Lowndes, the tabloid reporter. I just called the redhead chick until...
Well, because I thought we met her before this when she was working on the paper in her hotel room and publishing the article with all the pictures.
They still don't say her name.
No, but it says by Freddie Lowndes on the computer.
In the article. It could have been, to me, it could have been somebody just looking for information.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is to me. It could be another killer just looking for information on Graham.
Okay.
Because at this point, I don't know her.
Okay.
They don't say that she is Freddie Lounge.
Okay.
Okay, so Graham and Jack are in the forest with the bodies, and they see that they're growing shrooms. Graham does his mind thing, and during this whole process, one of the victims pops up, basically still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty badly deteriorated, and of course, I hope they do have a lot of antifungal meds for this. He's got a bad case of fungus.
Yeah.
But we learn later on that victim does die en route to the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, we go to Graham and Lecter. Graham doesn't think he's ready for the field.
Yep.
He basically gives Lecter back the psych profile saying, I'm not ready.
Yeah. And Lecter pushes him into it.
Yep. And they talk about it. And during that talk, we see the redhead chick recording.
Yep.
She's got a voice recorder held up against the office door.
Mm-hmm.
And Freddie Lounge, and this is where we found out that she is Freddie Lounge, the tabloid reporter.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, Lecter escorts her in.
Mm-hmm.
And then confronts her about it. Because
yes.
Lecter, being Lecter, of course, knows what's going on with her.
Yeah. And Lecter being Lecter, he also reads her articles. He reads the National Tattler. So.
And basically makes her...
Tattlecrime.com on here, sorry.
Basically makes her delete the recording
Yep.
because of the doctor-patient confidentiality stuff and whatnot.
Yep.
And he is calling her rude.
Yes. And you're going, uh-oh, that was fast.
Yep. Because we know Lecter does not like rude people.
Yes. Now, in the script, it actually does say how she found out about Will's appointment and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, and you can easily find them at livingdeadguy.com. So they've made them very readily available as one of the production companies.
Okay.
So.
Also, backtrack a little bit, back to the forest with Graham there. We do see Freddy also there pumping the cops for information.
Yes.
And that's just a little... That does come into play later on.
Yes, and she got that information, more information actually, from one of the guys, Brian Zeller, one of the crime scene analysts
And
in the FBI.
CSIs.
Yeah.
Crime scene investigators.
It's actually analyst in real life.
Oh,
but,
whatever. Okay, so...
Anyways, but from him, she seduced him.
So, at this point, when Lecter said that she was being very rude, it goes to another scene of Jack and Lecter sit down for dinner. I'm like, are they eating her?
Well,
because Jack makes the comment of what type of meat is it?
Yeah.
And Lecter's like loin.
Yes. Do you want an answer on whether or not that was what it was?
Pork loin?
It is pork, quote unquote, loin.
Uh-oh.
So it is
Questionable. The other white meat.
Yes, it is the other white meat.
And during this sit-down dinner, they talk about Graham.
Yep.
Okay. After the dinner, they go to an autopsy room and they talk about growing mushrooms, trying to figure out that the mushroom farmer is a doctor or pharmacist targeting diabetic people. The FBI do find out who the killer is, but they couldn't catch him at his workplace.
Nope.
And he ran from there. And after that, we find out that, nope, Lecter didn't kill Lowndes.
Yep.
She's still doing her stuff. She writes an article about Will.
Takes one to catch one.
Yeah. And the FBI basically storm her motel room, put her in zip ties, question her, and threaten her.
Yeah. Well, because it was that article that she published that allowed that killer to get away.
Yep. Then we see Lowndes come out of the hotel, and the cop she was pumping information for at the forests
Yeah.
confronts her and basically says that you cost me my job. And she doesn't really care.
No.
But during that conversation, he is shot in the head by the pharmacist, our mushroom farmer. Mm-hmm. Because he wants more information on Graham. So, we don't know what type of information that the mushroom farmer got out of Lowndes, but she did immediately call up Jack after the encounter and let Jack know that the killer is going to go after Abigail Hobbs to bury her to help Graham connect with her.
Yep.
Because he is obsessed with these or how the spores and the root connections of it all are supposed to connect people.
Yeah. I know nothing about mushrooms and spores and stuff like that, so...
I just kind of stay away from them unless I buy them in a grocery store because I don't know which are poisonous or not.
Yeah.
So, Jack calls to warn Graham, which he's already at the hospital by chance. Surprise,
Surprise, surprise. Yeah, surprise, surprise.
But when Graham goes to frantically get to Abigail's room, he finds out the killers already took the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And when he caught up, Graham shot the killer, and basically wounding him, and saves the girl.
Yep. Now, in the script, after he shoots Stamets, is the name of the killer.
Okay.
He says, "You should know I am a terrible shot. I was trying to kill you."
Yeah, it sounds about right if you look at his firing range episodes.
Yeah.
About bullets being everywhere.
Yep.
So, at the end, we see Graham and Lecter talking about killing Hobbs and why killing Hobbs felt so good to Graham.
Yeah. This is where... Well, that's when I was going to...
Well, go. Talk.
No, we are starting to see some of that darkness in Will crop up, basically.
Yeah.
So, which, episode 2, that was pretty fast.
Well, we'll see how long the episode goes. They might be progressing that character along this way because they really didn't know how long the show is going to stay around.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to episode 3, Pottage, which is basically a thick soup.
That was potage.
Potage, it's whatever. It's like potato.
Tomato.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so in the beginning of this episode, we see Hobbs and Abigail's out hunting. Mm-hmm. And about how Hobbs is talking about honoring every part of the deer, using every part of it. Otherwise, it's just murder.
Yeah.
And at this point, when Abigail is cleaning the deer back at the hunting lodge, Abby violently wakes up from her coma.
Mm-hmm.
So, Abby wakes up. What else? Graham was told about it.
By Alana.
Alana is?
Alana Bloom.
Dr. Bloom. That's how I remember her as.
Oh, sorry. I remember her as Alana. Sorry.
Just use the full name then. I'm either going to say Dr. Bloom, and if you start using first names, it's like I have no clue.
It got much easier for me to use first names when it came to this.
But Dr. Bloom doesn't want him to go right away. Mm-hmm. She believes that one of the first people that Abigail sees shouldn't be the person who killed her father, basically.
I kind of agree with her on that one a little bit.
So Bloom goes to talk to her instead, and basically has the unfortunate job of telling her that her family is basically dead.
Yep.
Because at the time, she told the nurses, or Abigail told the nurses that she didn't really remember anything, but that ended up being a lie because she didn't want to talk to the nurses about it.
I understand that. You don't want to repeat everything to every single person all the time, over and over again.
Okay. So, after that, we see Jack Bloom, or Dr. Bloom, and Hannibal. They're talking about Abby, and Jack wants Graham to go talk to her over the objections of Dr. Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
After that argument, we see Graham lecturing.
Yeah.
At the FBI Academy again.
About the copycat.
Yep. So, Jack and Hannibal walk in, and while he's talking about the copycat, and you can see Hannibal just kind of sitting in the background with just a itty bitty bit of a slight grin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because Graham's talking about him.
Yes, and he's impressed. That's what that was. He was impressed. So.
Okay. So, after that, we go back to the hospital or the psychiatric hospital, where Lowndes is talking to Abby.
Yep.
Trying to get more info about the Hobbs killings and everything else. Trying to get her scoop.
Yep.
And Graham walks in with Hannibal.
Yes.
They basically shoo her out. Did Hannibal call her rude again during that altercation?
No, I don't think he did.
Okay. So, Abigail, Hannibal, and Abby, they talk about Hobbs killing his wife and then trying to kill Abby.
Yep.
Did Lowndes stay there for that?
No.
Okay.
No.
They run back into Lowndes outside, though.
Yes. Oh, what Graham says.
So Lowndes tries to apologize in a very backhanded way to Graham.
Yes.
And then tries to blackmail him, saying that she could make it harder for them with Abby.
Yeah, and he responds with, "It's not nice to piss off a person who thinks about killing for a living."
Which I didn't really catch her reaction at the time. I think I was probably writing down notes.
Flipped immediately to,
Jack, Bloom, Graham, and Hannibal.
Yes.
And they're talking about sending Abby home.
Well,
whether
Jack,
it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Jack was talking to them about what Graham had said, that she published everywhere in the newspaper. And he turns to Hannibal and he says, "I can't believe you let those words come out of his mouth." So, Hannibal gets in trouble.
Oh, well. But, yeah, they were talking about Jack wants to send Abby back home to see what other stuff can be found out. And
Dr. Bloom doesn't want her going there.
Of course not, because of the trauma involved in the site. So, after that argument, or that meeting, we see Lowndes talking to one of the victim's family members.
Brother. Yeah, Nicholas Boyle, the brother of Cassie Boyle.
Which we don't know at this time. You like jumping ahead, don't you?
It's not intentional.
Yeah. So, she lets him know that Abby's out of a coma. And sets some wheels for that.
Yeah.
So, Abby goes home. And of course, there's graffiti on the house, written in big letters on the garage doors, "Cannibal," along with on the front door.
Yep.
They go inside and they talk about what happened in the house. And they're talking about the copycat phone call warning. And about how she might recognize the voice if she heard it again. At this point, though, we never see Lecter and Abby talking together, or talking. We never see Lecter talking in Abigail's presence up to this point.
No, he has. A little bit, yeah.
Not until they get to the house.
Okay.
When they get to the house and they start going through stuff, that's when he actually...
No, he talked to her a little bit before, when she said she wanted to go home. He was talking to her a little bit.
And he was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm probably wrong then. Okay, so... After the phone call warning and stuff, Abby's friend shows up. Against the wishes of her mother.
Yep.
And everybody else in the neighborhood. Basically, Abigail's been pariahed because they all think that she helped her father in these killings and everything else.
Yep.
Good thing it's guilty until proven innocent around here. The whole guilty until proven innocent, they're all assuming that she's guilty without any evidence.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so she has to prove her innocence.
Basically.
Instead of the whole innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
Whatever. That one flopped. So, they go outside. Abby and her friend, they go outside and talk about what's going on. And about how her friend doesn't care about what her mom says, about staying away from her, and what the rest of the community's saying.
Yeah.
And at this point, that family member that Lowndes was talking to shows up.
Yep.
And accuses Abby.
Yep.
of basically helping her dad kill his sister.
Of being the bait.
Yeah. So the friend basically fights off, or not fights off, but throws a rock at this guy and he goes away.
Yep.
So, after that scene, we go to the cabin with Abby.
Did you see
The Rock?
The
Yes,
Rock?
I saw The Rock,
Okay.
but you said broad strokes, not specifics. Again,
I know, but if I'm bringing something like that up, it usually means it's going to come into play.
I know it comes into play. Almost everything comes into play.
I know. Okay.
But, yes, The Rock with the blood from the victim's head. Lecter hides that fact so he can use it later on.
Yep.
So they go back to the hunting lodge with Abby. She was saying how no parts would go to waste, that her father would use every single bit of the girls that he killed.
Yep.
At this time, they find blood coming from the ceiling, or the second floor, I guess in this case. And they go up there, and it's Abby's friend that's impaled on the antlers.
Yep.
The copycat strikes again.
Yep. Killed Marissa Shore.
So, after that, we see Bloom, Hannibal, and Abigail. Or Dr. Bloom, Hannibal, and Abigail. So, Abby's at home. Lounge shows up, but is escorted promptly off the property.
Yep.
Before she's escorted off, she's warning about how the police cordon around the back is pretty lax.
Yep.
So, the relative shows up. The one that was shoot off of the rock.
Yep.
He's trying to say that he wasn't there to hurt her.
Yeah.
Just wanted to talk or something like that.
Yeah, he just wanted to talk to her.
But Abigail's, of course, freaked because he's already showed up. He has already showed up in an angry manner.
Yeah.
And threatened her and whatnot. And Abby kills him. Basically guts him like a deer.
Yep.
So, when Hannibal and Dr. Bloom re-enter the house, Hannibal basically immediately knocks out Dr. Bloom because he can smell the scent, that coppery, tangy scent of the blood.
Yes.
And Hannibal, being Hannibal, of course, knows.
Yep.
So basically, mushes Dr. Bloom's head up against the stone wall to knock her out.
Yeah. But carefully lays her down, so.
Mm-hmm. And he goes downstairs and has Abby tell him what happened.
Yep.
And Hannibal says, you basically have two options. Say it was self-defense, which probably won't go well, or hide the body. And that he would help her hide the body.
Yeah.
And so option 2 was taken.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
We're not done yet.
Okay.
So, we go back to Lecter and Abby now, after that scene. And we're in Lecter's office at this time. Mm-hmm. And Abby finds out that he was the mysterious phone caller.
Yep.
So, at this point, I'm thinking, because of this revelation, that there's only a few options that Lecter can do when it comes to Abby. Either just kill her and eat her, or get rid of the body off the hand, because she's just too much of an unknown variable. And Lecter doesn't like loose ends all that much. Another option that I think might happen is that Hannibal is going to nurture Abby as a budding killer and send Graham on her tracks, not telling him that it's Abby doing it and whatnot. And Graham will be forced to kill her and send him further down on the dark side, especially dealing with the guilt of having to kill her after saving her. That's what I think. My wife's just grinning at me like, yeah, you are so wrong, and I'm enjoying this because when we're watching it NCIS or CIS, you're always getting the killer right.
Yeah, he does. It's like first 10 minutes of those usually normal crime scene shows. It's like you might as well just turn it off after 10 minutes because you already figured it out.
Well, that's because in those shows, the first 10 minutes, you're going to see the killer.
And, well, you see the killer in this in the first 10 minutes usually. Mm-hmm. It's just like...
Yeah, there's so many killers.
Yeah. I would say with your theory, to be bluntly honest...
Be blunt.
You're maybe half right.
Ah, okay. But I don't see any type of romantic relationship happening between Hannibal and Abby.
No, I will put that out there right now. No, that is not anywhere near what will ever happen.
Of course.
So...
what else about
that would be a little too weird for me.
Yeah. I think we'll keep it at 3 episodes, though, today. And we'll shoot for 4 next time.
Okay.
So, we'll do 4 episodes next time. Keep it at 3 today. Be a little bit of a shorter podcast today.
So
what?
Yeah.
Did you want to mention anything else?
Well, just some... I lost my notes.
No, you have them right in your hand.
Lost my place in my notes. So, I just had some, like, interesting facts about the whole Raven Stag, that creature that Will keeps seeing. Do you have any theories about what that, in the show itself, could be, or...?
Just a delusion of his psychotic mind.
It also seems to show up whenever he's kind of piecing things together in his mind, though. Just kind of...
Like piecing an elk and a raven together?
Kind of, almost. Piecing bits of the case or making connections between one thing and another. So it always kind of seems to show up about that time.
No mushrooms to help with the connection?
In basically Native American mythology, the elk is a symbol of transformation. You should rid yourself of your old ways of thinking and follow a new way, is kind of what it means. It's also a warning, basically. Be prepared to act quickly. So, the raven is seen in Native American mythology as a trickster and a stealer of souls. He is considered a bad omen. So, interpret that how you want to. It's just kind of the only real things I can find about the Raven Stag, as everybody kind of seems to call it.
So they're using... did the producers use Indian mythology?
I don't know. I just couldn't find anything else really outside of it.
Okay.
Not without having to delve way further into stuff, and I may bring that stuff back up later when we start seeing some other things.
Okay.
So.
Well, I guess we'll call it a day. So, you guys enjoy, and see you next time. Or listen, or whatever. Talk to you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, and welcome to It's Just Another Review Cast. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm one of your hosts, Robert.
And I'm Ann. And today we will be talking about more of Hannibal Season 1.
Specifically episodes 4, 5, 6, 7, and hopefully 8.
Yeah, hopefully. I just want to preface this with, if you look at the show notes, there at the bottom there's going to be some stuff written in italics. Those are going to have spoilers in them. I just have a few things that I wanted to write out, but if you haven't seen the show, I would recommend trying to avoid them, unless you don't mind the spoilers. And I will continue to do this until about Season 2, Episode 6, and I may try to avoid it for another few episodes, but I will for sure have to start giving more of the subplot and certain things that not everybody catches the first go-around by Episode 8. So...
Of Season 2.
Of Season 2, yes.
Yeah, can't forget about that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so, if you guys haven't noticed by yet now, if you have, whatever, but most of the episode titles are food-based.
Yep.
So episode 4 is Oof or Coof or how Ceuf.
Okay, it's egg in French. Just like it helps to remember by saying one egg is an ouf.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Is enough? Is an ouf?
No.
French puns lost on him.
Yes, very much so. Okay, so in the beginning of episode 4, we see Lecter and Graham, and Graham's of course doing his appointment with Dr. Lecter, and they're talking about Hobbes, and talking about how Graham was becoming like Hobbes.
Yep, he's worried about becoming like Hobbes. So.
And it was a short little thing. So right after that, it's just a picture of maggots and dead family. Mm-hmm. So we come across another murder scene, of course. Whole family, basically, except for one kid that was abducted about 8 months ago or so, give or take.
Yeah, I think it was 8 months.
So Graham does his mind thing.
I just call it the pendulum.
Yeah, he gets into the mind of the killer, basically.
Yeah.
And does his little trick. So, after that scene, we see Lecter show up at Graham's house.
In his supercharged Bentley.
And I'm like, what the hell is Lecter doing at Graham's house? And he goes inside the house, and he's giving the dogs sausage.
Yeah, what did he give those dogs? It looks like sausage, but I have this feeling it's not sausage.
And I'm going around, and he starts going around his house and to get a better idea of him, I guess. And I'm like, great.
How OCD he is. I mean, a psychiatrist should know that, I guess. Just not in that way.
No, it's like Lecter shows up, basically, to me, he's breaking into the house, keeping the dogs quiet with sausage, and going through his stuff. I'm like, what the hell?
He also played his piano.
Not very. I mean, it's just... no, it wasn't he that played the piano. He finished the fishing lure.
He also played the piano, because the song that he played is actually called The Rite of Spring. And Mads Mikkelsen chose that one specifically because he played Igor Stravinsky, who wrote The Rite of Spring. He played Igor Stravinsky in a different movie. So that's how he learned how to play some songs on the piano.
Okay.
So that was just kind of a nod to that.
So after that break-in thing, we go back to the family murder scene.
I have a question. Do you know anything about these fishing lures? Are these like specific fishing lures that he's making, hand-making?
Yeah, they're for fly fishing.
Okay. And you don't fly fish?
No.
So you wouldn't be able to enlighten us?
From what I don't want to go through the trouble of fly fishing, that's why I don't do it. From what I've seen in movies and just on the internet and whatnot, it's just it's a very, very lightweight lure.
Okay.
And it's specifically more for trout and stuff like that. It rests on the top of the water. It doesn't break the water tension, sink at the bottom like 90% of everything else does. And it's just if they flick it off and on the water, so looking like a bug that's just landing to get a drink of water and then flying off again. They try to hit that same area more or less over and over again, so that way the fish get attracted to it and will take it.
Okay. And do you really need like over a dozen fishing poles for stuff like this?
Depends on how much of an avid fisherman you are.
Okay.
I
know nothing about fishing.
You got lake fishing, you got stream fishing, you got ocean fishing.
We're on the Chesapeake, so yeah.
It depends on how fast the water's moving and whatnot. It just depends on how much of an avid fisherman you are.
Oh, okay.
Me, I'll have maybe 2 poles. Okay. One heavy, one light.
Okay.
Okay, so go back to the family murders. We see Graham and Jack. They were talking about a kid being abducted from that family, and they just talk about what could happen to the kid and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And then we cut to Bloom and Abby, and Bloom's talking, and they're just basically talking about being a victim.
Yeah. So is this when Bloom goes and visits Hannibal after talking to Abby because she's concerned about her depression and whatnot?
Yeah, she goes there, she has the beer, he has a wine, and they talk about Abby's treatment.
Yeah. And he mentions that she needs to leave the psychiatric community,
But she...
at least temporarily.
And Bloom says no, basically.
I agree with Hannibal. Being locked in there 24/7, I don't think that would help her any better than, just kind of being immersed in it all the time.
It depends on the psychiatric treatment.
Well, she's already seeming depression and not really reacting well to this treatment. Maybe something else would be what should happen.
Drugs.
Like drugs. Specifically, psilocybin.
What's that?
Mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so after the wine and beer, we go to the autopsy room with Graham, Jack, and the team. And they're talking about family dynamics.
I don't know much about that. I'm the single child, so I was just like, nah, okay.
Yeah, they're just talking about family dynamics and how they should work out in a normal family. And after that, we go back to Lecter and Graham. And they're talking about family in the case.
Yeah. So, that's when they start talking about Jack as well, right? And Hannibal kind of seems to be putting a wedge between them a little bit.
I know in one of the episodes they were talking about how Jack was manipulating Graham.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was this one or not, though.
It might not be.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead.
So, then we see Jack and Lecter sit down for dinner.
The rabbit.
Definitely human.
Yes, it was definitely a human.
This is definitely a human meal.
That's right. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, when they were when Will and Lecter were talking about family, Lecter mentioned his history a little bit, and then the next scene we have Jack and Hannibal having dinner, and that's when we find out about that quote-unquote rabbit that was actually human.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if that conversation with Will triggered Hannibal, because
Will asked about Hannibal's family.
Yes.
He was turning it around back on Hannibal.
Yeah, and it looks like that didn't go well.
Yeah. So the rabbit should have hopped faster, as Jack should have said.
He did say that.
I know. So they end up talking about Will, and that was it, really. Just how Will's stressed and everything.
Yeah.
So we go back to the autopsy room, and the team just basically talks about trace evidence that they find.
Yeah.
So when we go back to Graham and Lecter, they were interrupted. They were having a psychiatric. Were they? Or were they in the classroom? Well, the scene was Graham and Lecter were talking, and they're interrupted by Jack to follow up on another clue. They were in I think in the classroom.
Okay.
And there's a new family murder. So they're talking about how it's a killer group.
Yep.
And talk more about family and everything. So then we go to after that new family murder scene. We go to Jack, Graham, and the team. They have a lead on CJ. That's the teenager in the killer group. So now we come across the CJ's group at a gas station.
Yeah.
And they have their little thing, and one of the kids pisses his pants because he's so scared of CJ, basically.
Yeah. I never got what the fear of CJ was.
CJ was the alpha male. He was the lead.
Yeah. I thought the woman was the lead.
No, CJ was.
Okay. that whole dynamic in that episode really just kind of confused me. I tried to keep up with it, but I never could with that.
So, then we go to Graham and Lecter, and Graham got Abby a gift, but was angry about it.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they talk about that, and they talk about the case. And then we see Lecter and Abby. So they take her. Lecter takes her home to his house to feed her regular food. I'm guessing.
I have no clue. I mean, it's not like it would be the first time someone fed our people.
Yeah, and about bad dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And he takes her out of the facility and is able to because he is also one of her guardians as well. I don't know if you caught that bit, but
Okay.
so because Alana can't be because she's her psychiatrist. Jack is not able to be, and so Hannibal. And we'll eventually figure out who the other one is. So.
Yeah, it's because during this scene they're actually at the psych hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to Lecter's house. They're prepping for dinner. They talk about her future and shrooms.
Yeah.
Basically, Lecter gets her high on shrooms.
Yep.
So she can break through.
Yeah, and it's not unheard of to do stuff like that. Some places, under supervision, it is legal to have supervised, drug therapy.
Okay.
So it's not unheard of, but normally it's done in an office.
And they were making high life eggs.
Yes, which are very good.
Yes, because the night after we saw that episode, Anne really wanted the high life egg thing.
Yep.
So I whipped up a batch of high life eggs and some Hawaiian chicken sausage.
Yes. 'Cause I don't eat pork, so.
Oh, you like your bacon? Not anymore?
No.
So, after getting Abby high, we go to Jack, Graham, and the team again. And they're talking about possible next sites, possible they're missing kids and whatnot.
Okay.
And they're also talking about capture bonding.
Yeah.
It's capture bonding it's almost like
Stockholm Syndrome?
yeah, that's what I think of it as.
Yeah.
But I didn't really look into it, so I don't
Yeah,
really
that's
know
one of
much.
the things. Yeah, I looked into another thing coming up that has to do with sex.
So we go back to Lecter and Abby. Abby's having flashbacks and is high as a kite, basically. Then we go over to Bloom and Graham and the team, and they're talking about suspects. CJ finding out there's an adult female within the group now, and Graham talks to Jack about his psyche,
Yeah.
about how Graham doesn't think he can do it. He's having a hard time with all this.
Yeah.
So, after those discussions, we go back to the killer group, and Chris is going home. It's one of the small kids. So basically, they're having him go kill his family. So, the cops basically show up. They enter and save the family, and they take down the adult female, capture her wise.
Yeah. Beverly does one of those.
And they shoot her in the shoulder and they apprehend her.
Yeah.
So, we go to Jack and the kid. And they're talking about the killer group dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in the backyard, basically.
I thought it was in the car.
Well, there's a little bit of discussion in the backyard and more in the car, right? I don't know.
I just remember this starts Jack questioning the whole having kids and stuff like that.
And wanting kids?
Yeah. Just kind of, it gets him thinking about that.
Yeah. Okay, so then we go to Bloom and Lecter. We're at Hannibal's house, and Bloom is pissed about Abby being there.
Mm-hmm.
And they all sit down for dinner,
Yep. So there's a third place set already.
and we finally get to see Jack's wife.
Yes. Played by, that's Bella Crawford, who was played by, oh man, how am I blanking on her name already?
But we don't really know her name.
Gina Torres. Yeah.
We don't know his wife's name at this point.
No.
This is the first time we've met her.
Well, kind of, yeah.
What do you mean by kind of?
She was in the book Silence of the Lambs, so...
But not in the movies.
No.
So this is the first time we've met her on TV.
Yep.
And Jack asked her if she ever wanted kids. And just the response from her and the way she was acting is just like she's that cold, pissed off thing. Attitude going on.
Yep.
Okay, so that took us to the end of episode 4. Episode 5 is called...
Coquilles,
Okay.
I think.
Basically, a coquille is any of various seafood or chicken dishes baked with a sauce and usually served in a scallop shell or shell-shaped serving dish.
Okay.
Okay, so we start off episode 5 with Will sleepwalking and the cops picking him up.
Yes. Yes.
So,
What is going on with Will?
yep. So, we go to Hannibal and Graham after that,
Hannibal's not a morning person.
but he likes his fancy coffee. And they're talking
You're
about...
surprised by that?
No. And they're talking about sleepwalking and how Jack manipulated Will back
That's
to the
where
field.
it was. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, motel killing. We see Jack and Graham there with 2 victims, and they're kneeling, hands folded in prayer, with their backs basically skinned open like angel wings.
Blood angel. Or blood eagle.
No, that's usually the chest. No.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's,
I thought it was you rip the back open, pull out the
I don't know.
ribs, and then the lungs, and that's what created the eagle look.
Nah. But it's not like Blood Eagle.
Yeah.
He's using the skin as the wings.
Okay.
And then Graham does his trick.
Yep.
Tries to get into the mind of the killer. So, we go to Hannibal, Jack, and Jack's wife. So, we learn her name is Bella.
Yep.
And we're at Hannibal's place for dinner.
And she won't eat foie gras.
She just won't eat meat, period.
Okay.
Because it's animal cruelty.
Okay. And Hannibal mentions that it's the first and worst sign of being a sociopath is animal cruelty.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And Hannibal goes on about his sense of smell in it, too,
yes.
in this scene, which actually is very important later on. Okay, so, after dinner, we go to the autopsy. Perfect. They assume that, or they're thinking that the suspect has a brain tumor and is afraid of dying in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Or their sleep. Okay. So, after the autopsy conversation, we go to Hannibal and Bella
Yep.
for a shrink meeting.
Psychiatric.
Shrink meeting. Bella resents, and it comes out that Bella resents Jack, has too much to worry about and not enough for her.
Yeah.
And not enough worry for her, actually.
Yeah.
So, after the psych appointment, we go to Hannibal and Graham, and they're trying to figure out more information on the brain tumor guy. And after that brief conversation, we go back to Jack and Bella, and Jack tries to talk to Bella, but Bella isn't being very forthcoming at all.
No.
And he's like, Jack's hitting a stone wall. thinking his marriage is more likely over.
Yeah, I mean, she just doesn't want to bring him in on what's going on because his job is already so
Yeah.
intense that...
So, we come to another killing. Another angel up on the scaffolding or whatnot.
Yep.
And we find the killer's balls.
Yep.
Yeah, he
How?
castrated himself.
How do you do that?
He's got a brain tumor. And Jack and Graham get into a blow up, basically.
Oh, yeah.
It was very short-lived, but it was one of those, good for you, Graham.
I don't think he would never have done that if Hannibal didn't start planting those seeds, though.
Either way. Okay, so, we go to the autopsy room. The female team member
Beverly.
tries to check up on Graham, see how he's doing, basically. And talking about making angels out of demons.
Yep.
And that all the murdered people are actually criminals. And they're trying to figure out how he's figuring that out.
Yeah.
So, Hannibal and Bella again, another shrink.
Yep.
And it comes out that she has lung cancer.
Yeah.
And hasn't told Jack yet.
Yep. And she did have lung cancer in Silence of the Lambs. As her condition got worse throughout the book, so did Jack's as well, actually. So that's all I'm going to tell about that story, but it will continue to come up throughout. So.
Okay, so now we have Graham trying not to sleep. Fails, wakes up on the roof outside of his house.
Yes, on the
Roof is the house, yeah.
I don't know how he got up there, considering he doesn't use the upstairs at all.
It doesn't mean you can't still go walk the stairs up there.
I know, but normally if you're going to sleepwalk, it's going to be, what you normally do.
It could be anything. Normally. Remember, Graham's not normal. Okay, so we go to Hannibal and Graham to talk more about sleepwalking and the angel maker. And Hannibal sniffs Graham.
Did you just smell me? That's one of my favorite lines, just how baffled Will looked.
And talk about his aftershave.
I love that running joke. It's in Manhunter, it's in Red Dragon, it's in the book Red Dragon, and now it's in Hannibal. It is horrible aftershave.
So, Jack's team finds out who the angel maker is. They interview the wife, and during the combo, Jack makes the connection that is... This is where Jack makes the connection that his wife has cancer.
Yup.
Because the way that the the killer's wife is explaining what the killer was doing, it just matched too many dots with what was going on with him and his wife.
Yup, and Graham actually has to take over the interview because of that.
Yep. So, we go to the farm that the killer's wife points out, Graham and Jack.
Yep.
Okay. So, we find out that the angel maker made himself into an angel.
How? I understand he has a brain tumor, but how? How?
He just wanted it down his own terms. That's what the whole
How
thing
do
was.
you rip open your own back and hang yourself up there?
Who knows? So, into an angel. Okay, Graham doesn't know how much longer he can do this.
Yeah.
He's talked to Jack about that, and basically Jack said, "You want to quit? Quit."
Yeah.
No sympathy whatsoever.
None.
Okay, so I'm not
Right
good.
now I kind of understand because he just wants to get out of there to go talk to his wife.
So after that little conversation, there was another conversation that Graham had, and I'm not going to ruin it for the people who haven't seen it yet. So you guys got to check it out. I was like, "Oh my god, what? You really want to talk about it, don't you?"
Yes, we got to.
Well, during their conversation, Angel Dude got down
Yeah.
and snuck up behind Graham.
Yup.
And Graham turned around, and I'm like, how the fuck did he get down? And he's got a knife with him, too.
Yeah.
And
I read your hilarious note, by the way.
What? You're not supposed to be reading my notes if you don't want to read my... If I can't read yours.
After the psychoanalysis and you asked questions that I was unprepared for, I am reading your notes.
I'm going to start taking them to work. Huh. Oh, yeah, and by the way, that whole thing was a delusion with the angel dude coming down. I was like, FML, they got me.
And that was so hilarious. I cracked up laughing when I read that.
Oh, it was a delusion. FML.
And he says, I can give you the majesty of your becoming, which I found interesting that they're already bringing that phraseology type thing in.
Yeah, okay. So, after the farm, we go to Jack and his wife. And they ask Lecter to use his waiting room, basically, so they can talk. And Lecter was like, you can use the office.
Yep.
So, Jack and his wife go in there and they talk about the cancer. And then we find out it's stage 4. Mm-hmm. Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jack tells Bella that he's behind her 100%. Basically, she didn't tell because she didn't want anything to change.
Yeah. I loved watching those two in this scene because Jack is obviously very upset, but he doesn't start screaming and yelling at her. He doesn't get angry. He just...
He's scared.
He's scared, but he shows concern.
Yep.
He doesn't get, angry.
Yep.
Because he'll get angry at will. We saw that earlier. But he did not do that with his wife, which I had a lot of respect for.
Of course. So, we go to Graham going to Jack's office. Jack basically snaps at him. And Graham's just sits next to him and is like, all I'm going to do is just sit quietly till you're ready to talk.
Yeah, that's an exact parallel to what Jack said to Graham at the Elise Nichols crime scene back in episode 1, Aperitif, actually.
Okay.
He just repeated his words back to Jack.
Okay.
So,
that was the end of episode 5. Now we're going to 6.
Yep.
It's called Entree, which is basically the main course.
Mm-hmm.
So, we start off with Dr. Gideon.
Yep, Abel Gideon, played by Eddie Izzard.
Has a fake medical emergency. And then we see... And I'm thinking that, he escaped at this point.
Yeah.
From a maximum security psych ward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, he must somehow escaped. So, we go to Jack and Graham, and we finally see stupid Chilton for the first time.
You really don't like Chilton.
No. He's what's that complex where he's all about it himself?
Narcissist?
That's one of them, but also, basically, yeah, he should be in his own one of his own cells as a narcissist. And that Oedipus complex, what was it?
Oedipus? Are you trying to say Oedipus complex? Because
Probably.
that is when you want to have sex with your mother.
No, not that one. The one where it's all about yourself and your looks and everything.
Narcissist.
Nah, whatever. I know there's a word for it. I just can't think of it. So, and Chilton's trying to get Graham to come back for a talk.
Yes.
Because he wants to pump Graham because of his unique Help me
Mental
out.
state.
There we go. So, Chilton believes that Gideon is the
Chesapeake Ripper.
which I'll refer to now as the Ripper.
That's fine. I think I do that in my notes too.
So, they take him down to the murder scene where the nurse is murdered. Mm-hmm. And her eyes were gouged out. Yummy.
Yeah, during that flashback, I didn't notice that he gouged her eyes out until
Yeah.
you pointed it out. And I am going to plead the fifth on why.
Why?
I plead the fifth.
Nope. Why?
Graham's shirt was ripped open.
Ah.
I was kind of distracted.
Yeah, and they're just gouging eyes. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until you pointed it out.
Okay. So, after Graham does his little mind thing, we flash back 2 years ago, where Jack's talking to a trainee about her working the Ripper case.
Miriam Lass. Mm-hmm. Kind of the homage to Clarice, since we can't use Clarice.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So, now we're back into current time with Graham, Bloom, and Chilton. And they're talking about Gideon being the Ripper. Oh, and we find out that Gideon didn't escape. He's still back in his cell this time.
Yep.
And that's about Chilton just piling on that Gideon's been the Ripper.
Yep.
So, now we go to Gideon, Bloom, and Jack. Gideon's basically claiming to be the Ripper. Bloom and Graham don't really believe him.
Nope.
Now we go to Hannibal and Jack. Jack goes and tries to get his tries to get info about his wife from Hannibal, but
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
yep. And Jack's torn up about losing his wife.
Yeah.
And then we flash back during the convo about the Ripper case. And how Jack and the trainee are trying to do a psyche valve on the Ripper at this time.
Yeah. And this is when we start talking about Wound Man, right?
I don't know. I never put any notes about the Wounded Man picture in here.
Okay.
Because to me that was just a prop.
No, it comes from Red Dragon. That's how Hannibal gets caught originally. Not a recipe book like in Red Dragon, but the Wound Man imagery. So.
Well, I haven't read the books.
I know,
And I won't. So, after that, we go to an autopsy room again. So, Graham believes that this guy is a copycat, and the real Ripper will come out and make everyone know that.
Yeah.
That this other guy is a fake.
And he kind of does, in a way.
Yeah. Because next scene, Jack gets a call from Miriam,
Yep.
the trainee. And he has his team trying to trace the call with no luck.
Yeah. And they keep telling him there was no body found, and he is convinced she is dead.
Yeah. And this is what, 2 years? And this is 2 years ago, so.
Yeah.
So now we see Graham in the classroom doing his normal elk vision again.
Yep.
And Bloom, Jack, and Graham, or Bloom and Jack come in, and they start planning on trying to push the Ripper into view. Trying to push him out of hiding.
Basically into killing again.
Yeah. So, they talk to Freddie Lowndes. Finally, after a while, the cute redhead is back to publish an article about the Ripper. All of lies and everything, basically.
Yep.
And Lown gets to interview with Gideon, too.
Yep.
Huh. This is where I find out that Hannibal is the Ripper.
And I'm sitting here going, I thought you already knew that.
Nope.
Because they did mention Chesapeake Ripper and Hannibal in the movie Red Dragon. So.
I didn't really make the movie was how many weeks ago?
I know.
Okay, so Jack and Gideon. Jack basically says is telling Gideon, "You're not the Ripper," and Jack gets a phone call from home, and it's the trainee again.
Yep.
So they keep on finding trace evidence at Jack's house where this next phone call came from of Miriam, the trainee. So they know that the killer's been at his house and he's planting evidence.
Evidence, yeah.
Or the trace evidence.
Yeah.
So we have another flashback of Jack and Miriam and an argument about getting into the medical files without using a warrant, and which is pretty illegal.
Yeah. Okay for a trainee, though, apparently.
So then we go to Bloom and Gideon, and they're just talking. And then we go to Bloom, Chilton, and Hannibal. They're having dinner. Lamb tongue.
Yes.
Chilton just keeps on pile driving that Gideon is the Ripper, and talks about how he could be manipulated.
Yeah, they talk about psychic driving as well in this,
Yeah,
and that's
what
how...
the manipulation.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it?
What?
Your favorite line?
Oh, not quite yet.
Well, he mentions it there.
Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, my favorite line is, it's nice to have an old friend for dinner.
Yeah. The same one that he said toward the end of
Silence of the Lambs, yep.
So, after dinner, we go to Graham, Jack, and the team. They're at an observatory, which they found an arm with a phone.
Yep.
So, now we go to Jack and Hannibal, and they talk about the case, wife, and Hope. Basically what it boiled down to.
Yep.
And then there's another flashback with Miriam and Hannibal.
Yep.
Miriam basically goes to Hannibal's office, and they talk about the killings, basically. Hannibal goes out to get his journals that he said that he had during that time about some information that she wanted. And she finds out via drawing he's Ripper.
Man.
Yeah, this is where the drawing comes into
Yeah.
that. And then he basically kills her.
Yeah. But the drawing is where all the wounds from that victim were at.
Yeah.
So...
They kind of make that obvious in the show.
Yeah. And one of the other drawings that he had there was I think it is Lady Murasaki kind of walking upstairs and whatnot a little bit, butt naked from behind.
I don't know.
So, I'm always paying attention to his drawings.
Oh. Not ripped shirts?
Not gonna live that one down.
So that was the end of episode 6. Now we go to episode 7, Shorebert. Okay.
Sorbet.
Sorbert, whatever.
I really like this one because it's one where we really see Hannibal expressing emotion, actually.
Okay.
And there's just a few interesting things that I have that are, like, in here.
Okay. So a sorbet, whatever you want to call it, is a dessert consisting of frozen fruit juice or flavored water and sugar. It's typically made of fruit juice, fruit puree, wine, liquor, or honey. Generally, it does not contain dairy. Sherbets do.
Okay.
Dairy products, milk.
Yeah.
And so it's not an ice cream.
Okay.
So,
Did you look up sherbet or sorbet?
sorbet.
Okay.
Part of that description is that if you want it to have dairy, if you're looking for the dairy version of it, it's sherbets is what you wanted.
Oh, okay. Gotta try that.
What, sorbet or sherbet?
Sorbet. Lactose intolerant.
Okay, so we start beginning of this episode with Graham in class talking about the Ripper.
Yep.
And then we go to the opera with Hannibal.
Yes.
And he has interactions with guests or people there that he hasn't really had contact with in a while.
Yeah. He's also the first one to kind of stand up clapping at the end of the opera, and you also see little tears in his eyes during it. Sorry, I would have noticed that when the music is playing.
I thought it was because of the pain of the hearing of the sound of the opera singer.
It's Hannibal, not you.
And he has an interaction with a patient of his.
Franklin.
Yep. So, after the the lady there was talking about how he should throw dinner parties again, we go to Jack. They're in the autopsy room, and Jack has a dream about the phone ringing in a cadaver drawer.
Yep.
So, and he wakes up. So, now we go to Jack and Graham. Going to a murder scene to see if it's Ripper. On the way, they talk about Miriam and the Ripper case.
Yep.
So, at the murder scene, Graham does his thing. It's not the Ripper. But the team believes it is. But he basically believes it's the back alley surgery gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like a back alley surgery gone wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk in there, it's like, this is obviously not the Ripper.
I know.
Even I can tell this.
But they're just trying to fit it into it, even though it's not.
Jack's also developed an obsession with catching the Ripper.
I know. So, now we go to Hannibal with his, what's his name again?
Franklin?
Franklin, yes.
Yes.
I couldn't remember his name till further on in the episode, writing notes on always, and I've been putting opera patient.
Opera patient?
Because we meet him at the opera, and we find out that he's a patient.
You met him in episode 1, too.
I don't remember.
As a patient.
I don't remember. So, with the opera patient.
Yeah.
Now, this guy really, really, really wants to be friends with Hannibal.
But he gets patient zoned.
Yes. It's so patient zoned. No, Hannibal's going to keep it professional. Hey, we run across Agent Scully!
Yes! Gillian Anderson!
Which is playing Hannibal's shrink.
Bedelia de Maurier.
Yeah, whatever. I call her Hannibal Shrink.
You're the one who wanted to use last names.
That's fine. I hadn't even heard her name yet, I don't think. The episodes that we've seen so far, the name's never been mentioned.
Yeah.
So, he gets the same conversation that he just had with his patient turned on him.
Hannibal gets patient zoned.
He was like, turnaround's fair play.
Yeah. And then he goes and talks to Will. And talks to him about, are we friends or...
No, now we got Hannibal and Graham. Yeah, and talk about Lowndes' article.
Yeah, and he talks to Will, are we friends or are we this?
Are
It's
we-
like, let's establish this now. I am not patient zoning anyone else or getting patient zoned by anyone else. I'm sorry. This whole bit was amusing to me.
Yeah, but Hannibal and Graham, they talk about the Lowndes article and the Ripper case.
Yeah, and I had... Okay, I'm getting giggly now. I had said that Will answers Hannibal's whole question about friendship and whatnot I was supposed to say ambiguously, but my show notes for some reason say amphibiously.
Eh.
So
after their conversation, Hannibal is going to go and pull a recipe card, and that recipe is for crisp lemon calf liver, and finds himself a victim.
Yep.
To get his ingredients that he needs.
Was that rude insurance
Yep,
person?
the insurance dude
Yeah.
that he did the flashback on.
Yeah. Well, he's an insurance dude, so he should at least have good life insurance.
Maybe. So, during that, after he gets his recipe card, we go to the autopsy room, where we find heart and liver missing, and talking about it could be organ harvesting.
Yep.
Because Hannibal put that thought into Graham's head during their conversation earlier.
Yes. Oh, yes, that's right.
The organ harvesting.
Yeah. I can't... Do they talk about it again?
I don't know.
But one of the conversations when Hannibal and Will are talking about organ harvesting, if you watch Hannibal real closely, he starts licking his chops.
Oh. Okay. So, after the autopsy room, we go to Bloom and Hannibal, and they're prepping for dinner. And Bloom is very protective of Graham.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk a little bit about Ripper.
Yep.
So, Jack's again having bad dreams and visions of Graham being dead at this point.
Yeah.
I don't understand that one, though.
He's lost Miriam last to the Ripper, and now, as people have said, Bloom has said, he is essentially prepping Graham to take down the Ripper. And because of that, he's probably getting that worry of losing Graham to the Ripper.
Okay. So, after the bad dreams, we see Hannibal pulling in another recipe card. Chicken liver pate. And he goes to his Rolodex and picks another business card. And then we see him pulling another recipe card. Braised beef lungs. And again back to the business card Rolodex. And Jesus, another recipe card. Parmesan crumbled lamb brains. And another victim. There's a killing spree going on, and Hannibal's just stocking his fridge.
Yep.
So, go to the autopsy room. They talk about more missing organs again. Okay. So, Hannibal. Patient's still trying to be friends. No matter how friendly, how far deep in the friend zone he pushed him.
Yeah.
But
That's actually common,
Yeah.
actually, for patients to start feeling like the doctor is a friend and they start wanting more.
yeah.
So it's something Hannibal should have been prepared for already to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And basically kind of stalking Hannibal a bit, saying he saw him shopping for cheese.
yes, we are cheese people.
Yeah, sure. I think he's dead following Hannibal like this, though. I think he's going to end up dead if he keeps on stalking him. So, Hannibal opens up his door. He doesn't see a patient there.
Yep.
Now Hannibal is just sitting, putting around his office, bored.
Okay.
So, after that, we
Boredom
see...
beer take. Got it.
Huh?
Nothing.
So he's sitting there bored.
He's not bored.
To me,
It's only been a few minutes.
To me, it's him saying it's him being bored. So we go to Graham having a vision about Abby, and basically Abby calls him Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few things with that. One I will bring up later because it's a cutscene from the script that I don't want to talk about just yet. The music that plays when Hannibal is, in my words, missing Will, basically. He was expecting his friend to show up, and he didn't. No call, no show. That's annoying. The music that plays is Lacrimosa, which is Mozart's Requiem Mass in D minor. It's one of my favorite pieces, so...
Okay. So, we find out that Graham was the missing patient and Hannibal hunted him down at the academy.
Yeah, which is,
An hour away, you said?
82 miles away. Hour and 34-minute drive.
Yeah.
His appointment was at 6:30, if you looked in the book, when he opened it. And he showed up at Graham's at 8 o'clock. But he took the I-95, so I'm guessing a little time leeway.
Yeah. So, Graham has Hannibal look at the Ripper pics.
Yeah.
And Hannibal's asking about the arm and how effective it was, basically.
Yeah, he just can't help himself.
I mean,
It's that serial killer thing. You just gotta...
know how effective it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. So, Jack and the team figure out that the quote-unquote kill truck is an ambulance.
Yep.
So, Jack, Graham, the team, and Hannibal follow up on the missing ambulance and track it down.
And Hannibal performs emergency surgery, basically.
Yeah. He also tells Graham this is very educational in how they tracked the ambulance down. It's like, shh, dude.
Yeah. So, then we got Hannibal cooking.
Yep.
Graham and him were just kind of talking about how Graham couldn't stay for the dinner party and all that other stuff. Right?
He showed up with a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And he wasn't actually, I don't know if he was actually invited to the dinner party or not.
I don't think he would, because I don't think Hannibal was ready at this stage to feed him humans.
He already has.
The eggs and sausage? We don't know.
We're never gonna find out. But,
I know.
Sorry. But yeah, so he just kind of showed up there, and he was invited to stay, but did not want to because people.
Yeah. True. So,
And clothes were off.
yeah. So, we go to the dinner party, and Bloom's there. Kind of surprised me a little bit. And of course, nothing here is vegetarian.
Yes.
And he serves dinner of all the ingredients that he harvested.
Yup.
So, and that's the end of episode 7. So, episode 8 is fromage, which is basically cheese.
Cheese.
So, this is the last one. So, we see Graham working on a boat engine in his house.
Yup.
And he hears something, goes outside to investigate, but can't find anything.
Yup. Hearing stuff.
Yeah. And we got making bowstrings with humans.
Yup.
And the next scene after that. Tobias was the person who's doing it. Franklin's friend.
Yup.
You see him at the opera in the episode 7.
Yup.
Okay. So, after we see him making the bowstrings, we go to Bloom and Graham. They're searching for that sound that Graham heard, and they talk about dating.
Yup.
About how they never did, basically, and whatnot.
How each of them just kind of never really dated
Or for each other.
Okay.
No, that was a later conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so after they get done with their talk, we go to Hannibal and Franklin, and they talk about, and Franklin's worried that Tobias might be a psychopath.
Yeah, and Hannibal tells him that Franklin might be attracted to psychopaths.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. Yep.
So, there's been a killing at the orchestra. Jack, Graham, and the team go. Graham does this thing, and he starts playing a human cello.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of cool.
So, after that, we have Hannibal and his psychiatric doctor.
Bedelia.
And they talk about the past, basically.
Yes. We start getting hints about that.
So after that conversation, we go to the autopsy room, and they talk about making strings with the dead guy, his throat specifically, and how the killer showed no hesitation in all this, and how that shows that he's killed before.
Yeah.
Then we go to Graham and Hannibal, and they're talking about the killing.
Yep.
Trying to get more psych information about all this stuff.
Is this when they start talking about, human bones were used to be instruments back in the ancient days and catgut?
No, they never mentioned human bones from what I remember.
Okay.
Nowhere in the show.
Yeah.
Maybe in the book, but nowhere in the show.
No, this whole bit wasn't in the books. So,
Okay. I didn't see it or hear it.
Okay.
Where were we at? Killed before, talk about killing. Okay. Hannibal and Franklin were having another psych talk. So they're talking about how Tobias said he wanted to cut a throat and play it like a violin.
Yeah, and that happened, and Franklin's starting to suspect. He
Yep.
refuses to turn him in because he's worried he's wrong, because he's, as he says, I am always wrong. I really think Tobias has gaslit Franklin to thinking that way, so that way he's much more easily controllable when it
Yeah.
comes to this.
Yeah. So, Hannibal goes to see Tobias,
Yep.
and they talk about strings and stuff.
And playing between conventional notes.
Mm-hmm.
Analogy to murder. Love it.
So, now we go to Graham. He hears a sound, knocks a hole in his chimney. Bloom shows up. They kiss. She talks about it and it being a bad idea.
Yeah. He's using her as a crutch.
Yeah,
He really is.
and especially hearing things.
Yeah.
So it was kind of an intense scene,
Yeah.
emotionally wise. So now we go to Hannibal and Tobias. They're having dinner.
Yep.
Tobias says that basically admits that he's the killer, and that Tobias followed Hannibal to a kill.
Yeah, the bus kill from that doctor he killed last episode. Or not doctor, insurance guy.
Okay. And basically he wants to join up.
Yep. Hannibal's looking for a friend, just not him.
Yeah, because he doesn't want competition when it comes to killing and having his own pleasure in it. He doesn't want to share the kill.
Okay.
What? What? That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And about how they both wanted to kill each other.
Yep.
And how they were all planning on killing each other, basically.
Yep.
Because Tobias followed Hannibal to kill him, and Hannibal invited him over to dinner to kill him.
Yep. But he will not poison him because he will not do that to the food.
Yeah, it's just sacrilege. So Graham interrupts dinner
Yes.
to talk about Bloom.
He just kind of barges in, and Hannibal's all, come in.
Well, I wasn't about to commit a murder.
I know. I got nothing going on. Just come on in.
Yeah. So he comes in to talk about Bloom.
Yep. He drove an hour and a half in a blizzard.
And during this whole conversation, Hannibal points Graham in Tobias's direction.
Yep.
Can't do it by name or anything because then that's
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
No, Tobias isn't a patient of his.
But he heard about Tobias from
yeah,
the
that's right.
patient.
So
It borders. It's very border because they're talking about a crime. It gets a little iffy.
yeah.
And I think Hannibal walked that line really nicely.
So we go to Hannibal and his shrink, and they have a friendship talk, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about friendship. And then we go to Graham and Tobias. Graham basically, in the midst of interviewing Tobias, runs outside hearing stuff.
Yep.
Comes back in, and of course, the officers are dead.
Yep.
Or one of them he sees is dead. Goes downstairs. Lots of gut. Sees the other officer. Tobias tries to kill Graham. Fails and escapes.
What is that weapon that you said that he used?
A garrote?
Okay, that's
a
right.
garrote?
Garrote, yeah. So Will did really well with that.
Okay. And you called?
I call it the Punjab Lasso because that is how I know it. Because I learned about this weapon from the Phantom of the Opera, Gaston Leroux book, not the show.
Okay.
So,
Tobias barges in on Franklin's and Hannibal's session.
yes.
Franklin tries to have Tobias turn himself in.
Well, Hannibal now thinks Will is dead because he said he killed two.
Officers.
Yeah. And so he thinks Will is dead at this point.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
And the way Tobias is just trying to stop, the way Franklin is trying to stop Tobias is just, frankly, pitiful. I thought it was very pitiful.
Yeah, and Hannibal earlier did tell Tobias don't kill Franklin. I don't think he wanted to kill Franklin. Franklin has not been rude. He's not done anything wrong.
And Hannibal killed him.
Yeah.
Yippee!
He killed him because he wanted to take that pleasure of that kill away from Tobias after thinking Will is dead.
So, Hannibal and Tobias fight.
With the Punjab lasso.
Yep. And Hannibal is actually on the ropes for most of this fight.
The Punjab lasso is not a rope. It's a cord of catgut.
I wasn't referring to that.
I know. You know how my theory and annoyance at confusing rope and Punjab lasso.
Whatever. Hannibal has been on the defensive better most of this fight. He's been on the ropes. But Hannibal, of course, ends up winning.
Yep.
What else is there? Yep, wins. Of course, had him on the ropes. Okay, so then we go to Graham and Jack interviewing Hannibal about the attack.
Jack walks in at first, and then Hannibal finally sees Will is actually alive.
Yeah.
So.
And they're taught in this interview.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
A lot more notes on this episode in the italicized notes section.
So, last episode we did 3. This time we did 5, so we'll probably try to keep it at 5 as best we can. So that ran the hour out.
Yep.
So, hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for more.
Yep.
Have a good night, or day, or whatever.
Hi, welcome to Just Another Review Cast. I am your host, Anne.
And I'm Robert, the other one, I think.
Today we will be talking about part 3 of Hannibal, which will be episode 9 to episode 13, which is the final of season 1.
Yay! Season 1 over with, the boring one. No, not really. It's just the one that meshes all the characters and plots together.
Yeah, the introductory season.
And they're all like that usually.
Yep.
Okay, so episode 9 is labeled as, we'll give it to Anne since she's better at these pronunciations,
Tournoisement,
which literally means a Norman hole. It's a pause between dishes and a multi-course meal to partake in a glass of Calvados, Calvados, or Calvados-soaked apple sorbet. Sorbet, whatever.
sorbet.
Yeah, sure. Basically, Calvados is a brandy, and it basically helps make room for the remaining dishes in the courses, or in the meal, and it aids in digestion.
Okay.
And makes the conversation slightly more bearable.
Yeah, always. Alcohol always makes conversations more bearable.
Okay. So we start off episode 9 with basically Jack and Graham on a bench, on a beach, I'm sorry. And, there's a body, or a pillar of bodies.
Yep, totem pole of bodies. Yay.
I thought pillar of bodies. It's like, oh, yay. And then Graham does his thing.
And he wakes up, sort of.
Well, his mind thing. He goes back into what the killer did.
Yeah.
What do you mean? He comes out of it. Yeah, he goes into his little blackout stage and wakes up in Lecter's office.
Yep.
And Graham's freaking out about the disassociation.
Yup.
And at this point, we do have a cat running around here yelling, so...
Yeah, Ayesha. So, yeah, she's a noisy cat. So you may hear her once in a while.
So they talk about his disassociation, his sleepwalking, and his hallucinations. Mm-hmm. And he wants to get a brain scan.
Yep.
So Hannibal's worried that Graham could become like the killers that he's profiling when he disassociates.
Yeah, doesn't want him to wake up in a totem pole of his own making.
Yep. So, we finally come back to Abby after up teen episodes.
I know. Abigail, but...
Yeah. You see her in a group therapy, ends up being all the dead girls, basically,
Yep.
that her father was responsible for.
But it's actually one of her nightmares.
Yeah.
So.
Then we're back to Jack's office with Graham. Graham doesn't want to talk about last time.
Well,
And
Jack is basically failing to see Will's decline, basically. And
Jack's trying to dig it out. What's wrong with him?
yeah, but he is not opening up to him.
Yeah. Then we go to Abby and Lowndes.
Rob's sexy red-headed reporter.
Yes. And they're talking about wrongful deaths, that the victim's family sued her family basically over the wrongful deaths. Mm-hmm. And so she has no money, and they're talking about writing a book.
Yep.
And Abby agrees basically.
Yeah.
So we go to the autopsy room. There's 17 bodies in that totem pole that we find out.
Yep.
And they're just talking about them basically. And then anything else about that?
The next scene I have is Will basically losing time during class.
Yeah, at the academy.
Yeah. He's teaching a class, and then all of a sudden the room is just empty. There's no more pictures on the projector.
Well, he's going through the accidental deaths, and Graham believes they were all murders. Mm-hmm. That they were talking about for the totem poles, and the killer wanted to be a ghost.
Yep.
And that's what was getting the killer off, that he could kill somebody and then just know that he did it and interact with people that he affected with these deaths. And yeah, that's how he gets off.
Yeah.
And Bloom shows up, and we find out that there's no one in there.
Yeah.
When he was doing the class.
And he covered it pretty good.
Mm-hmm. He did. And Bloom is still of two minds when it comes to their relationship.
Yep.
And she's still on the fence. And won't go out with him because he's unstable. And won't change that opinion until he is better.
Yeah. Which, in her defense, makes sense.
Well, in most women's sense. And then we're off with Hannibal, Graham, and Abby, Hannibal, and Graham.
Yep.
And they talk about the book deal and about how bad it would be in the long run.
Yeah, Will and Hannibal do not approve of this. In the script, actually, Abigail gets pretty angry at Will for the fact that he hasn't been around more. She actually does get mad at him for that a little bit, which is why she ends up coming up with that kind of snide remark about him trying to be her father. She's just kind of lashing out.
Okay.
So
then we see somebody digging in the snow.
Yes.
So that was a quick clip there, and they're back in the autopsy, and they're talking about how the bottom of the totem pole is being the oldest and progresses up to the newer one.
Okay, and but regarding that body, the show doesn't become very clear at this point who dug up the body. Whereas the script, it makes it very obvious that it was Abigail. So I found that interesting.
Yeah, and we figure that out later on in the episode.
Yeah.
But during that autopsy, we figure out that the oldest body there is 40 years old.
Yep.
So this serial killer has been out there killing for 40 years.
Yep.
So we're back at Jack's office with Bloom and Hannibal and Graham. And they're talking about Nicholas Boyle, Abigail, the person that Abigail killed,
Yep.
being found, frozen. Jack still believes that Abby is the killer.
Yeah, and Alana is really very much against what Jack's idea is to have Abigail identify the body to read her reaction.
So they go to the autopsy room. Abby, Bloom, and Jack. The ID Nicholas. Jack's line of questioning is very harsh.
Yes.
Very unfeeling toward Abigail.
Okay, I know Abigail is at least 18 or 19 years old. She is an adult. But the fact that she still has to have guardians right now, mostly because of being in an institution and everything that happened to her, shouldn't one of them be there with her for this questioning? If she has to be signed out by a guardian from the institute.
A state-appointed guardian because they don't know her mental stability, that's all.
Yeah, and the state-appointed guardians are Will and Hannibal.
Okay.
So shouldn't one of them be there?
No. Not that I know of, because she's still of legal age, if she's 18.
Yeah, but if she's 18, she shouldn't have to have guardians, really, state-appointed ones.
No, because Bloom's her psychiatrist, too.
Yeah.
And so she can sign her out.
Yeah.
And that's probably what happened.
Okay.
And Bloom tries to get Jack to stop, but Jack just shuts her down.
Yeah.
Abby leaves, and Bloom turns back around to Jack, and I thought she was going to slap him. And basically lays into Jack.
I was pretty sure she wanted to. But I loved Bloom's line. You know, the whole, any reservations she has about Abigail does not extend to Hannibal.
And that's why she believes Abby.
Yep. And that he has no reason to lie. It's like, oh, if you only knew.
And then we have a couple of other minor scenes, and then we have Graham and Jack. They go to Mr. Wells' house, who they find out is the killer.
Yes, it is Lance Henriksen, who it plays Frank Black in Millennium. This is why Brian Fuller got him for this episode.
I haven't seen Millennium, so...
It's another Chris Carter show. Chris Carter did the X-Files.
Yeah.
I know him as Frank Black, so when I saw this episode, I was like, it's Frank Black! And then I find out Brian Fuller got him because it's Frank Black, and I was like, yes!
And he basically, right off the bat, confesses to the 17 kills and wanted to get caught after this last one. And they basically said, well, guess what? You killed your own son.
Yep.
And that pretty much devastated him.
Yep.
Because he didn't know.
Yep.
So, then we have...
Will goes back to the crime lab and starts kind of doing his pendulum thing while standing in front of Nicholas Boyle's body, trying to figure that out, actually. And
yeah, he's doing his mind thing with Nick, and suddenly it's Abby gutting him.
Yep.
And so it just kind of stops there.
Because he realized what happened.
Yeah.
And he immediately goes and confronts Hannibal about it.
Yes, he does. And Graham saying that Abby killed Nick. Hannibal says, yes, I know. And that he helped dispose of the body.
Obviously, not well enough was Graham's line, which I found interesting.
And Graham said that he hasn't told Jack yet. Hannibal explains why he did what he did. And Graham will help hide the secret.
Yeah. And it would destroy her entire life.
Oh, yeah. Killing anybody like that would.
Yeah, but she's at the beginning of her life.
Yeah.
So...
Then we go to Hannibal's house.
I have some comments about some of that stuff with that scene. Basically, one of the lines that Hannibal states in here is... when he's talking to Graham is the whole, we are her fathers now. First time I saw that, I'm sitting here wondering, okay, am I watching Hannibal or am I watching Interview with the Vampire right now? Because it really reminded me of the whole Louis Lestat type thing with Claudia.
I never thought of that. It's just part of the dialogue.
Okay. It heavily reminded me of that.
So, after that, we go to Hannibal's house with Lowndes, Abby, and Graham. I think it's the first time I've seen Graham at his dinner table.
I think so, too.
So,
He's eaten in his kitchen before, but not the dinner table.
and the hotel.
Well, yeah.
That doesn't really count.
Yeah.
So, they're talking about protecting Abby and about the book.
Mm-hmm.
Abby finds out that Graham knows. Hannibal says Graham will help hide it. And Abby was actually... And this is the first time it's actually come out in the open that Abby was actually helping her dad.
Yep.
And it's like, wow. Was not expecting that one, because they kind of hid that pretty good throughout the whole... up to this point.
Yeah.
That she was playing the lore.
Yep.
And that's the end of 9. So we go to 10, which is Buffet.
Buffet Freud.
Buffet.
Buffet.
Whatever.
Freud.
Potato.
This word buffet is used a lot here.
I don't care. Basically, it's when a buffet includes only cold side dishes.
Yep.
So, we start off with a lady at a farmhouse getting home, and she was pulled under her bed and killed.
Yep.
And the way she was pulled underneath her bed, it was a pretty wide bed, even though it showed only like it was a twin or a single-sized bed.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, it was like she was pulled straight in it sideways.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the heck?
Yeah. I'll have to check that out next time.
So we got Hannibal and Graham in the office talking about Abby and killing. Will feels like he's fading, and this is where he first starts trying his clock exercises.
His Salvador Dali clocks. Okay, this is interesting because I actually when I was writing down my notes for this episode, I specifically wrote Salvador Dali clocks in there. And then I went to go read the script, and it actually says Salvador Dali clocks. I was like, yes, score.
Okay. He tries the clock exercise. To him, it looks fine, but in reality, it's all screwed up.
Yep.
It's all off on the right-hand side.
Yep.
So, now we're at Graham's house. Cleaning a fish. Lots of blood.
Is that accurate for cleaning a fish? That amount of blood?
We already had this conversation.
These lovely people haven't heard it.
It depends on the size of the fish.
Okay.
It depends on the fish, the size of the fish.
Well, what kind of fish was it?
It was just a freshwater trout.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never caught one and cleaned one.
Okay.
And then he's at a murder scene at the murder scene at the farm,
Yep.
and like he was killing the girl.
And he contaminated it.
Yep. So now we got Jack and Graham. Jack tries to ask what happened, and Graham got lost in the reconstruction, so he says, and thought he killed the girl.
Mm-hmm.
He just went in too deep.
Yep.
So
Definitely losing control.
Mm-hmm. So we find out at the farmhouse that the killer knows the victim. Then we're back at Hannibal and Graham, and they're talking about the killing, like Graham did it.
Yeah.
Graham thinks his problems are physical, i.e., blood clot, tumor. If not, it's neurological,
Yep.
i.e., he's gone crazy.
Yeah. And Hannibal takes him to go see a neurologist, so...
Yep. And he goes to take his CAT scan.
Yeah.
So...
And the neurologist says, "You're in good hands. Dr. Lecter is the sanest man I know."
Yeah. And us knowing Hannibal, we know he isn't.
I think this doctor knows more about Hannibal than he's letting on.
I don't think so. So Hannibal and the doc are talking, and Hannibal thinks that Graham has encephalitis. He says he can smell it.
That's why he smelled him in that episode a few episodes back, actually. It had nothing to do with his aftershave. It was the encephalitis that he was smelling.
Okay. Hannibal says it smells like heat-fevered sweetness.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I've never smelled encephalitis.
Well, I'm just saying that's what Hannibal says it smells like. Well, the conversation that Hannibal and the doc are having, if you kind of read between the lines, it's like Hannibal is trying to get the doc to not treat it right away.
Yeah.
Basically tempting him with the study of it. While Hannibal is also doing the psychological effect study of it. Mm-hmm. And, of course, the doc is going to go for it.
As someone who always is interested in studying the human condition and how humans react to things, I can understand that intrigue, but at the same point, it's like, no, this is a human experiment that should be stopped right now.
Yeah. He's like, has no ethical morals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as well, so I'm getting overly defensive, so.
Yeah. So, when Graham's in the CAT scan, he has a hallucination that he's back at the farm, under the bed, reliving the murder. Mm-hmm. And the results were ultimately hidden from Graham.
Yeah.
So, another quick little scene, and then we have Will back at the farmhouse. Mm-hmm. That reminds me, in the beginning of the episode, you see a bird in the cage, but in this one, there's no bird in the cage anymore.
Well, there wouldn't be. Crime have come and gone. They're not going to leave a bird in a house with no one to take care of it. They're going to call animal control.
I don't know. I just didn't. This just kind of struck me as like it was there to begin with. Now it's gone.
That's cruel if you just leave it.
Well,
It's accurate for it to be gone.
I know that, but still, it just kind of struck me. It's like, what happened to it?
Animal control?
Well, it's like in the movies when Graham was asking the police what happened to the dog.
Yeah.
What happened to the cat?
Yeah.
So I'm going, okay, what happened to the bird?
And this answer is probably the same. Animal control. Well, in Red Dragon, obviously,
Yeah.
Dollarhide was killing the pets
Or
beforehand.
wounding him.
But in this case, animal control would immediately come in
Yeah.
and take the bird out.
Yeah.
Because let's say the bird gets out.
As
it's
we
going to
see-
contaminate the crime scene.
As we see in episode 13.
Yes.
Okay, so he's at the bedroom. He sees someone under the bed
Yep. Georgia Mansion.
and tries to capture her, but when he grabbed her arm, it basically degloved.
Yeah.
So, the people who don't know degloving, it's pretty graphic and gnarly and nasty. Basically, when you deglove a limb, more or less you're going to be a finger in an industrial accident. Basically, it's when you peel the skin off of a digit, or in this case, her entire forearm. Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Horrified look. Horrified look. For those that can't see me, horrified look.
And he blacks out in the chase, and now he's in a forest.
Yep.
So, Jack calls the female team member.
Beverly Cats.
I'm never going to remember her name.
I like Beverly Cats. You have to remember Beverly.
And they talk about the girl and the skin. Mm-hmm. The degloved arm.
Yeah.
Now we're back with Graham at Hannibal's office, and they're doing another clock thingy,
Yep.
and of course it's still all screwy.
And they discuss Cotard syndrome here. Hannibal's the one that brought that one up with the girl not being able to recognize faces, which is why when she kills people, she almost gives them a Black Dahlia-like cut. Yeah, okay. I don't know how to explain it. You've seen the TV show, Hannibal, so you know what kind of cut it is.
Yeah, just think Joker off Batman.
Thank you. That makes more sense. More people know that one than Black Dahlia. Got it.
The way that the whatever Batman it was, where Joker had the scars from the corner of his mouth going back to his where his jaw hinges at.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we're back at the clock thing, and Hannibal wants to run a few tests and then go to the killer.
Yep.
Or go find the killer, basically. So, they are back at Graham's house, and Killer Girl's there.
Yeah.
Don't know how she found him.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. She just kind of shows up outside of his house. It's like, how?
Yeah, I never really thought about that one until you mentioned it. So now that one's going to baffle me. But, Ellen Muth is the girl that plays Georgia Madchen in this. She played George Lass in a TV show done by Brian Fuller called Dead Like Me, actually. And Lass actually is the Madchen and Lass are both mean Lass.
Okay.
And so in Dead Like Me, the character she played is a girl who died and basically becomes a Reaper. And in this show, she plays someone who believes she's dead. So,
Okay.
just kind of an interesting
Twist.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have Jack and Graham interviewing Georgia's mom. Mm-hmm. And they're talking about the killer's mental illness, and the docs then didn't know what she had.
Yeah.
It was just bouncing her all around.
Yeah.
Giving her no real help. After that, we got Graham in Jack's office. And at this point, you can finally see Jack's empathy showing through when it comes to Graham's, what's going on with Graham.
Yeah, his whole, if Graham feels like he's, has nothing to hold on to, go to Jack. He's bedrock, as he says.
Yeah, I know. It's like what I had written down here. It's like, wow, Jack's finally seeing how much this is screwing with Graham.
Yeah.
It's like having him in the field, and he is trying to take responsibility for Graham's mental state, and tells Graham to use him as an anchor or a bedrock to mentally anchor himself.
Yep.
And it's like, wow, Jack does have a soft side.
Yeah.
Then we go to Hannibal with a house party.
Well, he has Dr. Sutcliffe over.
Or house dinner, not party. Why did I say party?
I have no idea.
Okay. We have the
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah, they discuss the whole will and how Hannibal found him, so to speak.
Okay.
And this is why I think Dr. Sutcliffe knows a bit more about Hannibal, is because he starts using the same terms that Hannibal has used for his victims, calling them pigs and whatnot. And Sutcliffe specifically says, where did you find this particular unique pig? And Hannibal does not look too happy about that with the whole, you mean Will Graham.
Yeah.
So
Because Hannibal says Graham's his friend.
yes, Graham is definitely, he considers him more of an equal than food.
And they will treat him when it's necessary.
Yep.
So he's basically told the doctor this isn't going to go that far or too far past recovery. It's going to go to the limits and then treat him, pull him back. So Graham has another CAT scan. He gets out. No one is there. I'm like, what? Is he having another dream hallucination thing going on? What the hell? So he gets dressed. He sees a bloody door handle, and he finds Doctor dead in his office.
Yep.
Same way that the farm lady was killed, except that these wounds were deeper.
Yeah.
So the team processes the scene. Graham doesn't know why the killer is following him.
Yep. Well, he theorizes it's because he told her she is alive. And nobody maybe told her that in a while.
So, after the team processes the scene, we're back at Graham's house. He wakes up, dogs are uneasy, and, hey, killer's underneath his bed.
Have fun sleeping tonight, folks.
Some crazy lady that can deglove her arms because of the disease is underneath your bed.
Have fun sleeping tonight. Check underneath your beds.
And, well, he takes him in.
Yep.
So, Jack is at Hannibal's office, and they talk about the girl and Graham, of course. It's always about Graham. Oh, yeah, we also find out that Hannibal kills the doctor.
Yes, I think... Why do you think Hannibal killed Dr. Sutcliffe?
Because the doctor knew about Graham's disease and he's trying to cover it up. That's what I thought at that point in time.
Okay, that's what you... Okay.
That's still what I think mainly is the main reason.
I still think it's because he called Will Graham a pig.
Well, it could be. Now,
So-
I just think it's just a simple cover-up of the disease.
Yeah, and the thing is that this last time we watched the episode is when I finally thought that, because I was like, why did Dr. Lecter kill Dr. Sutcliffe? Was it, and I kind of wrote down as a joke, was it because he called Will Graham a pig? And then it was like, wait a minute, that might be why. How am I just getting this now?
Could be. So, that brings the end of episode 10. Then we're on to episode 11, Roti. What?
Does anybody want to know anything about encephalitis?
That's up to you.
Basically, just to kind of keep it quick, John Douglas had encephalitis when he was trying to catch the Green River Killer, and he ended up in a coma because of it and unable to finish the case. And so the fact that this actually did happen to an FBI profiler while working the cases and whatnot is legit. It does drive you. It is very similar to what Will Graham has experienced. So, and he did ask for a lot of help while trying to deal with
Gotcha.
while trying to deal with yeah, you got me. I completely lost my spot.
It's no big deal. We're just here to talk.
Yeah, I know.
It's all good.
But basically, he was trying to ask for a lot of help and whatnot from people, kind of almost similar to what Will was. But because profiling was so new at the time, he was one of the very few people who were capable of doing it. And so it did make it worse. It did exhaust him to the point it ended up in a coma. So, and recovery took him years. He had to relearn how to walk and some language. So, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
So,
episode 11's labeled Roti,
roti, I think.
and basically means roasted anything. Anything that's roasted.
Okay.
So, we start off with Hannibal Hannibal in his house with Chilton.
Yes.
The despicable Mr. Chilton. And they talk about how...
Do you still think that?
Yes.
Okay.
And it talks about how he made Gideon believe he was the Ripper.
Yep.
So, now we're at Graham's house. More dreams. A lot of dreams about water. There's a tidal wave coming in.
Yeah.
Then we have Chilton and Gideon talking when they're transporting Gideon, is because basically Gideon's going to be suing Chilton over the psychic driving that he performed.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
And during his transport, Gideon escaped.
Yep.
And right before the escape, Gideon advises the guard to just kill his wife instead of a divorce. There's less paperwork.
And during the escape, he leaves organs hung in trees.
Yeah.
There's this legend, actually, that I've heard of, and called the Bunny Man. And it actually takes place on a road that is between Virginia and Maryland. Basically, a guy escaped a mental institution and is kind of living in that area around that road, and he would kill and skin bunnies and hang them from the tree. And then on Halloween, he would kill people.
too. So it just kind of reminded me of that when I saw that episode. It's like, it's the bunny man. It's the bunny man.
Okay. So Graham's at the transport, does his mind thing, trying to find out how Gideon got away. And this is the first scene, the first time he's done this, where I've seen that they haven't cleared the scene. Does this mean he's actually it's getting easier for him to get into the killer's minds?
Valid point. I was too bunny man distracted.
Don't tell me you've never noticed that.
No! I was too distracted by the bunny man.
How many times have you seen these episodes?
Like 3, 4 maybe?
And you've never noticed that they didn't clear the scene this first time?
Bunny man.
This first time.
Whenever an urban legend shows up on something like that, I always end up getting distracted by the urban legend part.
But yeah, it's like, this is the first.
I didn't see that lady's eyes get gouged out either until you mentioned it.
Little things. So, yeah, there's hanging hearts and organs in the trees. Jack and the team talk about heading back to Baltimore. So we're in Chilton's office with Graham and Bloom. They talk about how he manipulated Gideon, of course. Freaking Chilton keeps denying responsibility.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then
But Lecter did tell him to deny everything
I don't.
at the dinner when Chilton had dinner with Lecter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So you can kind of half that one, maybe a little
Still.
bit.
It's Gideon. He deserves what he gets.
By being manipulated by a serial killer cannibal?
Yes. So now we're where we are at. We are on Jack and Graham giving a briefing, and Graham's having delusions during this briefing. Jack kind of noticed that Graham's a bit distressed. That's about all I got for there.
Yeah.
Hannibal office and Graham. They're talking about the delusion. Graham feels like he's someone else, crazy.
Yeah.
And
Which is normal for what he has.
And Hannibal says Graham needs a gauge, and offers himself as one. Lol. Yeah. Yeah. Let's use the cannibal as the gauge.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to be going to? We can skip the autopsy room. It's just they're talking about bodies and Graham's delusion.
Yeah.
And we got the Academy and Bloom with Graham talk about protective custody and Gideon and how he'll be looking for the Ripper.
Yeah, and she can curl up with his dogs.
Yep. So, Lowndes gets a call to meet up with the doctor that performed,
Dr. Carruthers.
Yeah. One of the people who mind shrinked Gideon.
One of Gideon's psychiatrists.
Yeah. So, Lowndes goes. Gideon's there, actually.
Yep.
And pulls out the doctor's tongue through his throat.
Colombian necktie.
Still alive.
Yeah.
So you can see the tongue moving and everything.
Oh, I know, that was weird. See the tongue wiggling out of someone's throat. It was like, oh.
Yeah.
I love this show sometimes.
Then we got Jack, Graham, and the team at the murder sign, and they find out that he has Lowndes. So, and then we go to Lowndes and Gideon at the observatory, and they're talking about the Ripper.
Yep.
And whether or not he could be the Ripper or not. And more likely not. And Gideon is waiting for the Ripper to show.
Yep.
So we go to the autopsy room. Another murderer.
Yep.
Brought in tongue outside. And they can't seem to locate Chilton. Did he go into hiding because of Gideon escaping?
That other body is missing something that Gideon doesn't do.
I know. And after they mentioned Chilton
them not getting hold of, they find out that they see that the body is missing an arm. Mm-hmm. And Graham's basically saying that the Ripper did this kill.
Yep.
And the missing arm is a clue. And to let Jack know that Gideon's at the observer.
We have a kid. When I heard him say, left him a clue, I couldn't help hearing, a clue, from Blue's Clues.
Oh, yeah.
I just needed to share that with anybody.
I'm sorry. I'm usually at work.
I know. She hasn't watched it in years, but
Yeah.
it still rings there from when that happened.
So then we go to Gideon and Lowndes, and Chilton is strapped down.
Yes, Abel is playing Operation with Gideon.
Yes, he is. Gideon cuts into him and starts taking out organs. Huh. I thought Hannibal gets Chilton at this point. I'm going, wait, doesn't Hannibal eat Chilton? Because I'm thinking there's no way he's going to survive this BS. So Jack and the team show up. They want Jack to stay outside and take care of himself.
Yeah. You mean Will?
Yeah. Jack wants Will to stay outside to take care of himself.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Jack wants him to stay outside.
Oh, okay. I thought you said wants Jack to stay outside.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Okay, so the police raid. Graham has more delusions. He goes off into the woods during the raid.
Following his raven stag.
And Chilton's
You
alive.
really don't like that.
No, I don't, because I just don't understand it. It's just...
Oh, I love it. That's one of the things I love about this show.
I just don't get it. And Chilton's still alive. And Gideon's watching from the woods. Graham finds him and makes him drive to Hannibal, basically.
Yep. That had to have been a shock for Hannibal when he answered the door to them. Even for Hannibal.
Could have been. He took it in stride.
Yeah, well, it's Hannibal.
Yeah.
But still, you don't expect to open up the door to your friend holding a gun to someone else's head.
Yeah. And during their conversation, Will's seeing Hobbs, not Gideon.
Yeah.
And Hannibal's saying, no, there's no one there, even though Gideon really is.
I know.
Which basically makes Graham have a mental breakdown, and he goes into seizures.
A seizure, yeah.
So, Hannibal says he had a mild seizure. Gideon, that doesn't seem to bother you. Hannibal, I said it was mild. It's just a mild seizure.
Sorry.
Ugh. So, Hannibal asks Gideon if he claims to be the Ripper.
Mm-hmm. And Gideon's all claims to be. Starts picking up on that, maybe.
Yeah.
He did find the Ripper.
And they talk about Bloom. Hannibal gives up Bloom's address.
Mm-hmm.
And Hannibal basically brings Jack out of his seizure and starts checking for stroke.
Mm-hmm.
And says Graham has a fever and delusions. And Hannibal's going to... where am I at?
Hannibal's going to go check on Alana because of her having been a former psychiatrist of Gideon's.
Okay. And when he left to go get his phone, he conveniently
Quote unquote.
Yeah,
I
quote
can't see
unquote. Leaves Graham alone with the car keys and gun.
Quote unquote again from him.
Yeah. Wonder why. So,
why do you think he sent Gideon after Alana?
we kind of had this conversation off air. And it was just one of those little notes I had written down to mention that Hannibal's trying to drive a wedge between Graham and all his friends to isolate him, so Hannibal gets Graham to all to himself.
Okay.
I was going to mention that at the end.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's fine. So we end up with Gideon outside Bloom's house, or Graham's house. Or is it Bloom's house?
Bloom's house, yeah.
Okay. Because I thought she was supposed to be at Graham's.
No, that was him trying to flirt.
Okay.
Apparently not that well.
So, Graham shows up. and Graham can't shoot him in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I mean, that's... I gotta give him that. He can't shoot someone in the back.
so they talk. He still thinks he's Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have a pretty deep conversation, not really going to get into it. And Graham shoots him.
You're not gonna get into it.
No, you can if you want to.
I didn't write it down!
Neither did I.
Okay, I guess we're not gonna get into it.
I was like, it's just pretty deep.
You just wrote it's just deep.
Yeah. If you want to know what it's about, watch the episodes.
Okay. But if it's deep, tell us why you thought it was deep.
Just talking. You know, buddy chat. One sing person to another.
Yeah, I think that's basically why it was deep. It was him comparing Will to a killer, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, after Graham shoots him, we're back in Jack's office with Hannibal. And Graham has 105 temp.
Yeah.
Pretty freaking high.
Yeah, that is.
And Hannibal doesn't want Graham to carry firearms, but Jack disagrees.
Of course.
Of course. So, then we have Hannibal and his shrink.
Yep.
And they talk about Graham and how Hannibal sees himself in Graham and sees friendship with Graham.
Yep. And this is when I noticed, how much product does Hannibal use? I swear that hair never moves.
Well, he could be like Hobbs and use every part of his kills.
So pomade, but
Yeah.
human pomade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's the end of episode 11. Go to episode 12.
Releves?
It's actually an obsolete term for a type of entree. Basically, it's a dish served before the main course. Outside North America, it's generally known as hors d'oeuvres, appetizer, or starter.
Okay.
It may be first dish or follow up, or it may follow up soup or other small dish or dishes.
Okay.
So, Graham's in the hospital. He's going to see the lady that he caught.
Georgia.
The lady that the skin fell off. That's the only I could only remember her at that time that way.
Okay.
And they're talking about that the docs are trying to fix what's wrong with her or fix what's wrong with Graham and her shock treatment.
Yep.
So,
And she believes that Will killed Dr. Sutcliffe.
but couldn't see his face.
Yeah.
So, I don't see how she believes it was him.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, Hannibal's in Graham's hospital room. He's feeding him chicken soup.
Yeah, you wrote that down right before Will Graham said, "You're giving me chicken soup," because Hannibal gave this whole
exotic speaking ingredient list and all this other stuff, and Graham's like, chicken
"You
soup.
made me chicken soup," and Hannibal was all, "Yes." Face down, walks away.
Like, if you want to boil it down that blasé, yes. And so they talk about support groups, his symptoms, and during the conversation, I think Hannibal is going to try to kill the lady in the oxygen tank.
Yeah.
So, it actually flashes the lady in the oxygen tank with a comb, and basically, because of static discharge, it catches on fire, and I'm pretty sure it was Hannibal.
Yeah. But how did he know she was going to take off her bracelet that would have stopped that from happening?
Because she's a thrasher. She thrashes around. I don't know. A lot of people do. At my workplace, I'm supposed to wear at certain stations. You're supposed to wear a static discharge bracelet or anklet, and 90% of us never did.
Okay, take this as a lesson. Always wear your static discharge bracelet or anklet.
But we're not in a highly oxygenated room.
Okay. But thank you. I did not know any of that information. I now have an extra worry to have.
Well, what worry?
I don't know that you'll comb your hair and go up into flames.
No, it's just to protect the circuit boards.
Oh, okay. That's fine then.
Yeah. Okay, so where am I on my notes? Talking about okay, lady, explosion, fire. Okay,
If you want to boil it down to that.
yes. They're talking about, and we go to Jack Graham and the team talking about how it could have happened. Then we go to Lowndes and Abby. They're setting up the book layout, and about talking about Nick and Lowndes believing that Nick was innocent.
Yep. And it's Freddie Lowndes, so obviously it is not going to stop there.
Yep. So, Graham has another hallucination of a dead girl, and it's just a dream.
Yeah, about the Raven Stag killing the dead girl. My Raven Stag. I love my Raven Stag. Don't ignore it.
Well, yeah. Then we go to Jack's office with Graham. Graham's saying that the killer, Georgia was murdered, and Jack argues but gives in to do an investigation about it.
Yeah.
So they go to the autopsy room, and Graham figures out that the comb caused static discharge. Points out the difference of the two kills, Georgia's kills, and the one Hannibal did, figuring out that the copycat was involved. And all this other stuff. So we go to Hannibal. Huh? You had a little, like you wanted to see something.
No.
Okay. So go to Hannibal's office with Jack, and he's wondering why or how Graham's connecting unrelated kills, because Jack can't see the connections. And they're talking about Abby's and Graham's relationship and mental illness.
Yep.
So now we go to Hannibal Shrink. Dumorin?
Bedelia du Maurier.
Okay, whatever.
I will use the last names. It's du Maurier.
Well, I just had it misspelled wrong. And Jack. Basically, Jack's interviewing Hannibal Shrink.
Yep.
We finally hear her name in this episode. Finally! After...
It's Gillian Anderson, so I...
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking Scully.
I know. I watched X-Files when I was in high school, and I thought I had such a major crush on Mulder, but I'm pretty sure now that I'm older and know better, it was totally Scully. So, yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Everybody did. So, we finally hear her name.
I'm seeing her natural blonde hair in this, actually, though.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
So, they talk about Hannibal, and Jack's trying to get info on Hannibal. She won't give the info that he's asking about without basically a court order.
She can't. Dr.
I
Breach
know.
Confidentiality.
So instead, he asked her about the attack by a patient referred to her by Hannibal. And so she talks about the attack and about how he swallowed his tongue while attacking her.
Yeah.
And
Allusion to Migs. We can't have multiple Migs in this show, but it is a kind of nod to multiple Migs swallowing his own tongue in Silence of the Lambs.
So they talk about Hannibal's relationships, and she says that Hannibal considers Graham more of a friend than a patient. And Jack said he's a friend, and she replies that Graham could do with more friends like Hannibal. And the way this shrink is, she knows a lot about Hannibal.
I know.
And so that's saying a lot if she's saying that Graham could use more friends like Hannibal instead of Jack.
Yeah, because she's smart. Bedelia is smart, so she's figuring things out. Probably well ahead of the audience, obviously. But, so, yeah. That's a loaded conversation.
Okay. So, In the autopsy room, Jack and the team are talking about how these kills are related to the copycat, and Jack has the team track Hop's history. So, after a couple little scenes, we go to Hannibal and his shrink, and they talk about Jack's visit.
Mm-hmm.
She tells him to stop. Hannibal doesn't understand friendship, and she only told Jack half the truth about the attack.
Yeah. I love Bedelia's lines in this show. You can't function as an agent of friendship for a man disconnected from the concept. As a man disconnected from the concept.
Yeah.
I love her lines.
Basically, he doesn't understand friendship.
Yeah, but she understands that Will doesn't understand it either. So
Yeah.
it's like, neither of you understand friendship. So how can you act as an agent of friendship to someone who doesn't understand it as someone who doesn't understand it?
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
So we go to Hannibal's office with Graham, and they talk about the copycat killing. How there has to be someone on the inside, and they tells Hannibal his plan. Of course, Hannibal's against it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
of course.
Yeah. So we're back in Jack's office with this.
Hannibal had this as Will walks out of the office. I swear he had this kind of one of those. I don't know whether to call it disappointed, or oh shit looks on his face.
It's more disappointed about now I gotta get rid of a friend.
Yeah. And I just want to note, you really have to pay attention to Maz in this show. His micro expressions throughout it are amazing.
Who's Maz?
Maz Mikkelsen.
Who's that?
Hannibal.
Okay. So we gotta pay attention to Hannibal's facial expression.
Yeah, micro expressions. I mean, they're really, really small, but you gotta pay attention to him. He's great at that.
So they're going over the information at Jack's office about Hobbs, and they find out that Abby was involved with the killings.
Yep.
That she was the lure.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack's trying to connect Abby to everyone now.
Yeah.
So Jack's at Hannibal's office. He asks about relationship between Graham and Abby.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack asks where they went. Hannibal tries to make Graham look like the killer at this point.
Oh yeah, he plays in that recording,
Mm-hmm.
but only part of it, of course.
Of course, it edited to where it
And you would think Jack would be smart enough to figure out, hey, is this edited? Is this the whole conversation?
Yeah. Yeah. So Abby and Graham get to the cabin, into the Antler room, tells Graham that she was the lure.
Yep.
And they get into an argument, and then he wakes up in Virginia without Abby.
Well, Washington Dulles. We've all been there. That sucks when you randomly wake up in Washington Dulles. Been there, done that.
So Abby goes to her home. Hannibal's there. Hannibal tells her that Jack knows. Abby connects that Hannibal is the copycat.
The man on the phone and the copycat.
Mm-hmm. And he basically confirms it.
Yep.
And then Hannibal kills her. They don't show it, but we know that she's dead. And so that takes us to episode 13.
Save a row.
Translates to tasty.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, Graham's in the wood hunting. It's a dream, of course. Uh-oh. Woke up with dirty feet and hands.
Oh, no, you're skipping the best part.
What?
The Wendigo shows up.
How's that important? I thought it was just your stag that transformed.
The Wendigo shows up. The stag, it is basically Graham's instinct. It will lead him to where he needs to go. Whereas the Wendigo is the killer in Hannibal.
I thought it was just the stag that transformed to the Wendigo.
It took me a long time to finally figure everything out.
Okay.
So,
uh-oh.
the Wendigo is here.
Okay, your Wendigo's here. So, Graham wakes up, and I'm like, uh-oh, he woke up with dirty feet and hands. Why'd he go to bed with dirty feet and hands?
Because everybody chooses that.
Now, this is where I got a little confused. I might have been writing stuff down, but did he throw up the ear or did he find it in the sink?
He threw up the ear.
How did he even get it? How did Hannibal even get it in down his throat? You're not going to even go into that yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
You have one more episode before you find that one out.
Okay. That's what they bring that up in season 2.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. So he threw up an ear. And he's waiting outside for Hannibal and talks about Abby, shows the ear, goes over the timeline that Abby and Will had. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Hannibal acting distraught. They have to call Jack.
And this is where I really want to punch Hannibal. Animal control is taking Will's dogs. And Winston just looks so sad seeing Will taking
I'm on my
them.
own again?
I know. I just want to jump in there and just punch Hannibal. How can he do this to these dogs? But he's a serial killer. He does, in the book, he does have a history of
Animal cruelty.
And every movie and show ignore that. So
they process Graham. They take trace evidence, and Graham's saying, well, according to the evidence, I killed Abby. And that is true. To the evidence-wise.
Yep.
So, we're in Jack's office with Bloom. We find out it was Abby's ear and blood on Graham.
Yep.
And they argue about Graham being broken.
And Bloom tried to warn him, tried to tell him not to put him out in the field.
So, Graham's in an interrogation room with Bloom. They talk about them stuff. Their
Romantic overtures.
that Jack now knows.
Yeah, sorry.
Didn't know, but now knows.
Now knows. In the script, he actually does the whole pinch the bridge on the nose.
Who does?
Jack.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Bloom lets him know she's gonna take care of his dogs. Yay for her.
Yes, thank you, Alana.
And going to do the test.
Yeah, she does the clock test.
Yes. So they do the clock test. Of course, he fails it, and Bloom knows that Hannibal was up to something at this point.
Okay.
Because just the way she looked at it and everything,
That's the least of your problems.
And just the way she looked at it, and it was already established that Hannibal had done this test on Graham before.
Yeah. Between this scene, the clock scene, when Alana gives him the clock test, and the next scene, in the script, there's actually a cut scene where police actually go into the Hobbs house and find the blood-spattered kitchen. So.
Okay. So, Hannibal's with his shrink.
Yep.
And
Bedelia.
I'm not going to remember her name right now. Not for a while. Because they've only mentioned it once. That isn't going to be enough for me to remember.
You can say Scully, too.
Whatever. No, because then we're going to run into, copyright things for that? Maybe. I don't know.
No.
So, Hannibal and his shrink talk about Abby's death, about his father figure role that he wanted to fulfill with Abby.
Yeah. And he actually tears up here.
I'm pretty sure it's staged.
Oh, I saw an eye roll there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was staged.
I have my own theories. I just don't know if I can give them yet without spoilers. So.
Yeah, they talk about Graham and how Hannibal failed him.
Yeah. Because Bedelia basically knows most of who Hannibal is, as you say. So why would he need to fake cry?
To keep in character.
But he doesn't need to keep in character for her at this point.
But he always has been keeping in character with her. It's like he still needs to put on the facade of being a normal human. Just because if he doesn't, then she would have to report him.
But he does actually have emotions, though. So.
Okay, but still, there's no reason to put. I'm pretty sure they're fake. I'm still sure they're fake tears.
Okay. I don't think they are, but I think it's for different reasons.
So in the lab, they go over the fly lures of Jack's or Graham's.
Yeah.
Graham's fly lures, and they find the human hair and stuff from the 4 victims. So Graham's back in the interrogation room.
Yep.
They're going to move him to a secure medical wing, and he's to see what's wrong with him. And when they told him about the lures, he was very confused about them.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know what the hell. And this is when he finally talks about it being a setup.
Yeah.
And he's read his Miranda rights by Jack for murder.
Yep.
And they take him to the secure medical wing, and of course during transit he escapes.
Yep. He uses the Abel Gideon method of escape.
Yep.
So
we're back in Hannibal's office with Bloom and Jack. They talk about Graham escaping and talk about
sorry.
His desire, or the desire. Yeah, we'll just ignore that part because I don't understand that note anymore.
You can't read your own writing?
No, I can read it. I just don't remember what it was supposed to be about. Well, we talked about escape. Oh well. So we're back.
Disease.
Oh, the disease. I bet it. Yes, it was disease. Talk about Graham's disease. Okay. It was the misspelling. I thought it was desires. I was like, what?
Okay.
I ain't no dummy.
You can't read your own misspelling words.
I made a perfectly good attempt. You be quiet over there. My mama says I'm special. We're back at Hannibal's office with Graham.
Back to Hannibal's. Okay.
Hannibal, of course, shows no surprise that Graham's up in his loft.
Yeah.
And they talk about Abby's killing. And Graham doesn't believe he killed none of the girls. Damn right he didn't. And believes that someone is making...
into extreme southern.
And believes that someone is making sure no one believes him during this time. And so they go through the murders like he did it.
Beautiful cinematography.
Yeah.
I mean, just all of them recreated with the black paint and stuff like that. And a Wendigo stalking.
Also, but during this time, I think Hannibal's secretly recording this.
Really?
Yeah. Because he's already did one recording. So he's probably recording this one to make it even sound more like he killed these girls. Mm-hmm. Going through what he would have done. Saying, done. Don't be grammar policing me. I'll go back my southern accent for this. So Hannibal and Graham, they go on a road trip to Minnesota. Yeah! And now I give Anne the giggles. So, okay. We're back at Hannibal and Graham at the Hub House. So we find out that Abby had her throat cut in the kitchen. They haven't found a body.
Nope.
And Hannibal's talking about how Graham could have been if he didn't keep his feelings or just desires in check. Mm-hmm. How he could have probably been like Hannibal. Mm-hmm. And Graham isn't so sure who Hannibal is anymore.
Yep.
So
Graham knows that one of them is the killer. Graham sees Hannibal, and now Graham sees Hannibal for how he truly is.
Yes.
At this point.
Yes.
Big revelation.
Yep.
And damn, of course, Jack shows up quietly during this whole big revelation.
Of course.
So, Graham knows Hannibal was, what? Was what? I can't even read my notes again. Graham knows Hannibal was Corvus. What would happen to him? Curious. Was curious what would happen to him, given his mental state.
Okay, I know I've had a glass of wine, but what are you drinking if you can't read your notes?
My handwriting is atrocious, ladies and gentlemen. So, Graham now knows Hannibal is just curious about what would happen to him given his mental state.
Yep.
And Graham's still sneaking through the house during this convo.
You mean Jack?
Yeah, Jack. Meh. He ends up shooting Graham, non-life threatening, before Graham shot Lecter.
Yeah. And as he passes out, he sees Hannibal as the Wendigo.
Mm-hmm. So we're in the hospital with Graham, of course, Jack and Hannibal, in a sleep-induced coma. They finally figure out what's wrong with Graham.
Yep.
I laughed at that. Jack saying, "He's not your victim, doctor." That is so wrong on so many levels. So, Hannibal, we're back with Hannibal's shrink and Hannibal. Hannibal actually brought dinner to her, and they're talking about saying farewell to Graham.
Yep.
Talk about Hannibal having a pattern. And Hannibal doesn't basically want clarification, and she's like, "You're forging relationships with victims." And I actually scratched that out and put back down patients. Sorry.
Patients. Or victims, I mean patients.
Yeah. Who are prone to violence.
Yep.
Okay, so we're at the prison or mental institute.
Mental Institute.
Hannibal walks in, takes
Vide Cormium plays.
and he takes a big sniff of the hallway.
Yep.
And the only thing I really had on here was they're on opposite sides of the door now.
Yep. Hello, Will. Hello, Dr. Lecter.
And that took us to the end of season 1.
Yeah. And in Red Dragon, they do talk about Will's time in the Institute, so...
It was only in passing, though.
In Manhunter, yeah. But in the book Red Dragon, they talk about his time in the Institute, that it was about a month or so that he spent there after the Hobbs killing.
Okay.
So, and the Wendigo is actually...
So you're saying all of season 1, from the time he killed Hobbs till when he was put in the Institute, has been a month?
No, he spends about a month in the Institute.
You said about a month after the Hobbs incidents.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant about a month in the Institute.
Okay.
So... But the Wendigo, it actually is someone who has cannibalized another person and turned into an antlered creature because of it. You can get bitten by the Wendigo, and if you survive it, you can be turned into a Wendigo. So, I have...
What?
Wait. More.
Well... You can either continue talking if you want to. Go.
Let's continue talking. Basically, it's like season 1 reveals type things. Unless you want to wait for another.
Just go.
Okay. Basically, you, off air, you told me that you theorized that Hannibal preferred being a loner, basically. Because the more people that know about him, the...
More chances of getting caught?
Yeah. Do you still stick with that, or do you have different theories?
Yeah.
Okay. He does not want to be alone.
Okay.
Most serial killers do want to have some sort of connection with someone.
Yeah, they're victims, right? That's why they
No.
keep trophies?
No, with an actual living person, with someone. What Hannibal has been plotting and trying to do this season is basically starting a family with Abigail and Will.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know if you caught on to that
Yeah.
or what. You never said anything. So, that was basically his whole thing. In episode 4, there's a whole conversation in that basically when he has Abigail over at his house, in the script, he informs Alana when she shows up to dinner that he was expecting Will to show up, but he wasn't picking up his phone at the time. So he wasn't too happy with Alana showing up because he had Abigail in that state of mind to possibly see a different family for her.
Okay.
And what she ends up seeing is Hannibal and Alana instead of Hannibal and Will because Alana showed up. So this is where I'm going to kind of go into some of this stuff here. So is there anything else that you want to talk about?
No.
Okay. Let me see if I can find that. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know if we're getting into yet. But basically, Hannibal's been trying to plant a lot of these ideas into both of their heads for a while.
Who's them?
Will and Abigail.
Okay.
So, when in Sorbet, when Will shows up to have for his appointment, and this is after the patient zoning thing.
Yeah.
One of the lines in there that again annoyingly cut. I really wish they would put some of this stuff back. Is that Hannibal says their relationship is way more intimate than doctor-patient. It's as if we almost have a daughter together. It's immediately after that Will starts hearing Abigail call him Dad.
Okay.
So again, connection there that I really wish they kept in.
Okay.
And there's going to be a lot more stuff like that starting immediately with season 2.
Okay.
I was going to wait to bring a lot of that up, but once I realized that I can't wait, I was like, okay.
Okay. So, just so you guys know, the episodes that we've been watching are on the basically uncut DVDs.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the ones that are usually streaming off Netflix or whatnot are usually pretty heavily edited.
It's not heavily, it's too bad, but noticeably if you watch those ones.
Yeah, because they cut out stuff that doesn't make sense. Basically, if you
Yeah, like you can see, they do not edit out the Blood Eagle stuff, but they will edit out a Botticelli painting, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, sorry for this one running a little bit long. Season 2, when we do it, we're not going to do a scene-by-scene play.
yeah, because there's going to be a lot of stuff to delve into.
And so what we're gonna do what Anne originally had planned on doing was just kind of talking about it instead of doing a scene-by-scene blow on it.
Yeah.
And so that'll be interesting for my mindset and trying to figure out how to go on with that. Thank you.
Sorry.
So, you all have a good evening. Bye.